Nice. That's what I like.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here at sunny Orlando, Florida for the 2016 IPF Open World Powerlifting Championships. This is your host, Adam Palmer, and I am sitting right here with IPF 93 kilo men's Open World champion, the bronze medalist, Ian Bell. We are going to be commentating this 105 kilo men's class today.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bar is
and we are about to get this started.
Here comes Czechia.
We've got Jiří Prasek from the Czech Republic opening up with a 290 kilo squat.
Let's light this up. It's the 105 kilo weight class.
It's from Czechia, not Czech Republic.
Thursday evening.
It's the same. Okay, thanks. Shows you what I know. Very high bar squat. Oh, mid.
Slow descent. Deep.
I think that looked very good.
290
See what the judges say.
639 pounds.
And it's three-way lights. Excellent.
Great squat. Nice upright technique.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Now, Ian, you've been in the sport of powerlifting for a really long time. How long have you been lifting?
I've been lifting for about 12 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, doing both raw and equipment.
Raw. You actually do compete raw.
I do compete raw. I actually went to the first Raw World Championships.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How did you do there?
I won the junior world title.
Okay. Wow.
Martinez from Ecuador on deck.
And we know you didn't quite hit your PRs this yesterday, but you qualified for the World Games, so you know.
Yeah, that was definitely the goal coming in.
Yep. So right now we've got Rudy Vieira from Brazil, 305 opener. These are the big boys of this sport, these 105s. Some of the big boys, anyway. Shaky walkout. Oh, that
fast.
looked really good and fast. That's what an opener should look like.
Beautiful.
Nelson Martinez.
So there was some rumors about your father, Gene Bell. So for those of you listening, Gene Bell is Ian is the son of Gene Bell, the multi-time world champion. He's kind of a legend. I saw an Instagram video a little while about him benching about 180, 185 kilos for reps.
Oh yeah.
Is he going to make a comeback? Is that possible?
I've been trying to convince him to make a comeback for the past 10 years, so I'll still leave it up in the air for him.
Yeah. And here's Nelson Martinez from Ecuador, 315 kilos. And in very short work, we are coming up on 700, 800 pound squats in this flight here.
Good squat.
That looked really good. It was high though. Let's see the replay.
Shag de Surin.
Yeah, just a tad high.
It was borderline. I mean, you probably could call it either way.
Yeah.
320 kilos.
Definitely something he can bury on his next attempt.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, he'll probably come back and hit that again. Batsul Shadasurin from Mongolia. I mean, these Mongolians all have names that I cannot pronounce. So 320 kilos on the bar, 705 pounds.
Get into some heavy squats pretty early in this first flight.
Yeah, yep. It's only getting heavier. We have a 405 opener.
Oh.
I think that looked pretty good.
Yeah, pause down there.
Yeah,
Right.
Good lift. Now we have. So, how is training under your father? How's that?
Bars loaded. Japan.
How's that? How's that? Does he write all your training, or have you kind of stopped receiving training from him, or do you?
Yeah, I've been kind of writing my own training for the past 5 years, but all of it basically based on his knowledge. He's
Right.
kind of adapted to my own thing.
And you do a lot of accessory work in your training at all, or?
Yeah, definitely my off season, the focus is the accessory work and the auxiliary work and working on specific muscle groups.
It's a Madoni.
Takehito Akutsu from Japan at 322.5 kilos.
Solid walkout.
Oh yeah, this guy's like an oak.
Oh man,
Jeez.
blew it out the water.
He's got a lot left in him.
He looks like he's built to squat.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's not squatting, in the 800, 900 pound range, but I mean, his technique is superb.
Bars loaded. Finland.
Jussi Kagnesveri, Gary,
That was good.
Finland. Have you found that you're? I know you've been to a lot of international competitions.
Yeah.
Have you found that just doing that has helped you learn to pronounce other people's names?
Not
No?
at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
– 25 came up really good.
Oh, yeah.
Solid.
It's looking good. Even Jody C like that
I mean, these are really heavy squats.
Yeah,
Like,
really.
this is like we weren't seeing this. This is like it's definitely the heaviest we've seen all week for sure. Like just the consistency of the weights on the bar. It's getting
one.
it's starting to get crazy.
Yeah.
It's good.
Getting a little intense around here.
Jeroen van Heesveld from Belgium, 335. Now you're getting married soon, right?
Yeah.
Yep. You have a shout out to your fiance, right?
Yeah, shout out to Jalen. Missing her right now. Hopefully be back home soon.
And where are you guys getting married at?
Be in the Dallas area.
Dallas? No kidding. That's where I'm
Yeah.
from. I'm
Oh.
originally from Dallas, Texas.
Nice.
Oh, that looks really good.
Nice.
Can you what do you kind of go through for a squat in particular? I know that's kind of you're known for your squat and your deadlift.
Right.
What's your setup like for squat?
So definitely for squat, it's all about training and repetition. So when you get to the meet, you don't really have to think about much. But approaching the bar, it's going through your mental cues and thinking about what you got to do in order to get your perfect squat in.
Yep.
And then, once you get under that bar, just full aggression and being aggressive on your descent and firing with everything out the hole. And,
Yeah.
and at the same time, listening for the commands. So it's a thin line walking between aggression and mental focus and being aware of everything around you.
Yep. Is it harder? You think it's harder with equipment?
Definitely harder with the equipment. There's so many more variables, not just the squat suit, but the wraps, how the suit fits, depending on your weight cut, will you have the same person wrapping you in training as you do at the meet. There's so many more variables to think about in equip lifting versus raw.
And that looked a little high to me.
Yeah.
Let's see what the judges say. Yeah. 2 on the side high. But yeah, I hear that. What's your ritual when you walk up? Do you even know? Do you know what your ritual is?
Yeah, grab the bar and I'll kind of scrape my head underneath the center knurling a little bit to wake up a little bit. Kind of get the bar, underneath my shoulders and settle in and do a little wiggle underneath the bar and rock on my heels and pick it up. 3 steps and we're ready to rock.
Yep. Martin Lang from Germany, 350 kilos. And you squat mostly high bar, don't you? Or is
I'm
it's
low
pretty
bar
pretty
squatting.
low?
Yeah, pretty low. Slow on the descent. Nice.
Yeah, that's. I think that looked good. It was a little high. So the right judge called a little high, but successful lift nonetheless.
Sometimes for a lot of these guys, on their opener,
Czechia.
Yeah.
The Czech Republic.
The descent has to be slow because the weight is so light. It's not enough to allow them to be aggressive and go fast down there.
And so, yeah. So we're on second attempts now for this 105, this opening class of 105, opening flight of 105. And Jerry Prasek has opted for a 15-kilo increase to his second attempt. And he appears to be a high bar squatter. A little bit shaky. Slow, a little good. Not too bad. Man, his wrists are so far back. I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, I hope it doesn't. The bar doesn't come off. Like I've seen that happen where a lifter kind of takes a step back and the bar just falls it's on the ground with like almost instantly. You can't even there's no time to react.
Right. Even in squat, it's important to squeeze that bar and to actively pull that bar apart to keep it in place.
Yeah.
Because with low bar, especially when you're first learning it, that bar always feels like it's about to fall off your back.
Yeah.
So getting used to that and actively squeezing that bar throughout the lift, and especially when you set up, is very important.
Yep. So you do train high bar at all?
Yeah, I do train high bar. Started off squatting high bar. It's definitely worth it in training, and depending on your body mechanics, it might be worth it even in competition as well.
Yeah. Rudy Vieira, 10-kilo jump from his first attempt, 315 on the bar. And this first attempt for the second attempt, we're expecting this to move really fast. His opener moved really fast too. Oh yeah.
Nice bounce out the hole.
That looked really good to me.
Crushed it.
Do you have a certain way that? Do you have a certain way that you wrap at all? Like, I know that's a technique that's really, like, I've seen multiple different techniques, and it doesn't seem like there's any right or wrong answers.
No,
but
it's not. It's all dependent on the lifter and what the lifter feels comfortable with. A good coach will know how to wrap any type of lifter any type of way, just depending on their comfortability. But there's definitely no right way, no wrong way to wrap.
So Nelson Martinez, 5-kilo jump, missed his opener and opted for a jump anyway. I think it was depth.
Yep.
And he's got the shoulder, the straps taken in a little bit, it looks like, on his suit. That looked okay. Let's see what the judges say.
Let's see.
Nelson Martinez. He was high, 2-1.
He's going to have to, if he is, I think the right call for him is to retake that weight and just try to bury it even more.
Yeah, I don't think going up in weight would be worth it at this point. The weight's not the issue. It's just the depth. You just need to be more aggressive on those last 2 inches on that squat.
Yep.
Bars loaded, 337.5.
Takahito Akatsu from Japan, 337.5. It's a 15-kilo increase. And he moved the first one really well. So Have you been you've been working on your bench quite a bit, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's been my main focus, trying to get that up to.
Because it actually matters in equip lifting. Imagine that.
Yeah, right.
The guys that have the biggest benches, usually it seems like it really makes a difference.
Oh
Jesus,
yeah.
that's
Put some weight on the bar.
God, man, this is amazing. That guy is what an awesome lifter. Like I love seeing just people crush squats like that. And it's just
it's a beautiful sight.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been really impressed with the Japanese lifters. Like they're all technicians.
All of them.
Yeah.
And they've always been like that.
Yusi Kagasabieri, Finland.
So he pronounced it right. Let's see if I can manage it. Yusi Kasvieri.
We're getting better.
Yeah. Wait, is that right? Yeah, 337 and a half, 12 and a half kilo increase. Have you gotten Jalen to lift much at all? Is she lifting?
Yeah, Jalen has been competing. She competed at the Collegiate Nationals
Okay.
last year. Got top 10.
Nice.
See what the judges say.
His head.
Lights.
You know, I actually want to give a shout out to these spotters and loaders. These guys have been amazing all week. Like, it's the same 5 guys too. They've just been like on the ball.
Crushing it.
Like,
spotting is hard in itself, but spotting, these crazy weights and all that is just a layer on top of it. So yeah, they've been doing an awesome job all week.
yep. Batsul Shagdarsuran from Mongolia, 345 kilos. This is a big jump, 25 kilos.
See how he handles it on this walkout.
I don't remember his opener.
Solid. 2 steps.
Looks really good. A little bit of a grind.
A little bit of a grind. Less of a pause in his first one.
It's a good lift.
Shag, that was forward. Shall we shag now? Or later?
He's totally taking advantage of the small crowd here. Jeroen van Heesveld from Belgium, 247 and a half, 12 and a half jump.
Lifting in glasses. I can never lift in glasses. I always got to wear my contacts.
And you wear, oh yeah, you do, yeah.
Yeah, I'm blind as a bat.
No kidding. Is that, what are you, farsighted, nearsighted?
I have astigmatism.
Astigmatism?
In both eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually had PRK myself.
Oh yeah.
So I'm a fake 2015 if you want to call it that.
A little shaky. Still shaking.
But really strong. I mean, so did you get it? Wow. God, that's so scary. That
Yeah.
you seemed a little shaky yesterday. Do you train is there a way to train overload in your training to help that a little bit, or do you find that?
I mean, there's things you can do, as far as doing programming walkouts into your training, and maybe going 105, 110% of your max and doing quarter squats with it, walking it out, doing a quarter squat, racking it, just getting used to it. Also, core strength is a big variable in that, and training your core in order to stabilize that weight when walking it out.
Mike Scholbach from Germany, 257.5. He missed his opener on depth.
Oh, he went up 12 keys.
Went up. So I guess kind of the same mentality. He is gonna go up and see if he can get that weight to sink him
Have a
lower.
little trouble walking it out.
Surprised the judge didn't make him re-rack it. Oh, the depth may be borderline on that. I mean, strong, really strong lift.
Lots of horsepower. Yep, not there.
Yeah, that's not a good place to be in. He needs to take that weight again and bury it.
Definitely. I wouldn't have made that big of a jump either from missing his first attempt as well.
So can you talk about some of your past experiences in attempt selection? I just remember watching you at a Junior World Championships not too long ago, and it was like, talk about that a little bit.
Oh yeah, my last Junior Worlds, bombed out on the squat and was just having a hard time hitting depth. Without the extra weight, I think we went up about 5 keys or 7 keys or something like that, just to help me get down. And just by the time I got to my third squat, I was spent and I was just trying to bury it. But sometimes it works, adding that, a couple of keys to get you down there, and sometimes it comes around and hurts you in the end. Yeah.
Here we go, 360 on the bar. Martin Lang, Germany. Oh, really slow ascent, but steady. I mean, it looked good.
Yeah, no downward motion on that.
Hey, take it.
The lift is good.
We're getting up there, getting into this 800-pound squats now. We got one on the. Our other German friend here has opted to go 10 keys up. And
interesting choice.
I mean, 5 feet 7 came up really fast, so I mean, go big or go home, I guess.
I guess. Yeah, it's definitely a risky proposition to do something like that.
And we are really rooting for Nelson here. He missed his first and second on depth. He's going to have to bury this to stay in the meet here.
Yeah, when you get to this position, you have no choice. You can't worry about how fast or how slow the weight's going to be. You just got to get down there and sink it.
Yep. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. It's there. Oh no! No!
It's so hard when you get to that position. The added stress of having to make a lift and doing the same lift over again. It's a lot more difficult than people might realize.
Yeah, I'm actually about to do my first equip meet in December, so I can imagine. My biggest concern is hitting depth.
Yeah.
So.
That's why it's always important to pick a nice, safe opener that you can bury and stand up with and get all the nerves out of the way.
Rudy Vieira, 325 on the bar, and I'm kind of expecting him to crush this.
Yes, he's having a good squad day.
This guy is jacked. This. Oh no! Ooh, fell back, but man, the spotters are on it. Is that Mike Zolinsky on there? Yeah, it is Mike. Big Mike is spotting. I guess that's probably a good call to have Mike see up there.
If anybody's going to catch somebody, it'd be Mike.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the risky things with cannonball squatting like that. Sometimes if you don't hit it right, you're just out of the groove. You have no control of the weight and you fall back. So it's kind of a risk and reward with that.
Yep.
And he hails from Finland. The bar is loaded. And a shout out to our
Jussi
Kangasviri
from Finland. 347 on the bar, 10 kilo jump. Recall a fairly steady second, and I have been trying to predict what these guys have left in them And I definitely didn't think that our Brazilian friend that just missed would have missed that.
Yeah.
This looks. Oh, he's gonna re-rack that.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
It's 10 seconds. If he's gonna do it, he has to do it now.
10 seconds.
This is not happening.
He's gonna cut it close. I don't think he's gonna have enough time.
I don't think he's gonna have enough time.
Yeah.
Nope.
Time.
It's probably wise for him to not take that rather than to try and unrack and rush it. And
All right, time.
Yeah. He'll probably out of position trying to rush to make the time.
it happens. Has that ever happened to you?
No, never happened to me. Not yet. But I like to get out there early as soon as the clock starts, just in case anything happens.
Yeah.
Because you never know. You never know when the weight might be wrong.
Bars loaded.
You might clip the rack walking out the rack.
Takehito Akatsu in Japan, and 350 kilos. This is a big squat. I actually think he's gonna. I hope he crushes this because he is such a pretty squatter to watch.
When you're a technician, your technique never fails you.
Yeah, this guy's gonna kill this weight.
$350 kilos, 772 pounds.
Oh yeah, solid, really steady. Oh, just a little too much. You know
what? His technique failed him.
Yeah.
He got at the hole and he dropped his chest, and that's where he lost it at.
Yeah. So we'll see it on the replay here.
The descent was good, and as soon as he gets down in the hole, that chest drops, and took his butt and his hips out of the lift.
Yeah. But still a really impressive lifter nonetheless. What do you do to mentally prepare yourself for these meets? I know this is, you're quite a few world championships in here.
It's definitely, the training is where it starts at, and just, repetition in your technique until it's automatic. And then just having the trust in yourself to stick with your technique no matter what, and to know that weight will fly.
Yeah. Jeroen van Heesveld, 355, 7.5 kilo jump.
See if we can get a more solid walk out here.
Yeah, he was definitely. He's shaky just standing that thing up, but. Nope, he's
too much.
I think he's gonna pass. That's a smart move, I think, rather than to risk injury for another 7 keys.
Save a little bit for his deadlift.
Yeah. Well, and even bench. I mean, people underestimate how much bench really takes out of you, I think.
Especially on the lower back, especially arching in the shirt.
You have a pretty substantial arch for your bench, or?
Yeah,
I have to, or I'd be, my bench would take 3 minutes to complete if I didn't arch.
362.5, 799 pounds on the bar. Batsul
Shagdasurin.
Mongolia.
Here we go. This is basically 800 pounds. This is he's taking big jumps. This is almost 20 kilos.
Nope.
Oh,
Stay with it.
I hate seeing that.
Great job by the spotters.
Yeah.
They basically just caught 800 pounds.
Like I said, they have been doing an amazing job this whole time. And they're just, these are long days.
Oh, yeah.
And they've just been all over it. Like, this is probably the best spotter loader crew that I've seen in a very long time.
Getting a nice ovation from the crowd right now.
Spotters and loaders, give them one more big round of applause. That was 800 pounds they re-racked.
And Mike Scholbach needs this lift to stay in the meet. He has not had an issue with the weight. It has been depth that has been his issue here. So
let's see if this 10 keys was a good decision or not.
Mike Solback, come on now, Michael needs this. Get behind him now.
He's going to have to bury this.
Solid walkout.
No. And that is really unfortunate.
Just got up on his toes and got out the groove of the suit.
One has made their third attempts so far. Martin Lang. Same weight on the bar, 367.5. And this is kind of crazy that this is the first flight. We're over 800 pounds in the first flight with these 105 lifters. And I mean, any one of these, like, there are no slouches in this flight. These are all national champions that are here.
Best of the best.
367.5. Then we go into our next flight.
Most of the lifters in this flight have had a problem with dropping the chest out the hole in the third attempt. We'll see if Martin can keep his chest up out the hole.
Yeah.
Nice, patient, controlled walkout.
Oh, yeah.
Got those knees locked.
Part of me, like, breathes in when he's about to go because I'm like,
dropping in the hole.
come on.
Oh, he kept that chest up.
Yeah, there we go. And the crowd is really pleased with that. That was a great lift.
3 for 3.
Awesome. Yeah, he should be really happy with that.
Let's go to our next flight.
What a good lift. A little bit of a grind, not too bad though.
Good, fired out the hole, kept that chest up, kept the butt and the hips in the lift, and able to finish through with his whole body in the squat.
And we are into our second flight of men's 105. Shanarav Shurai from Mongolia, 325 keys on the bar. What's the world record in this squat? It is 416 pounds, set by Oleksandr Rubets. That is. Well, we have one opener, Ukrainian Semenenko, opening at 405.
You might get that on the second attempt.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it moves, but that's insane. That's crazy. Close to 900-pound opener. It's a little bit of a grind, maybe a little slow for an opener, but I'd give it to him, I think. Yeah.
There it is. In the meat.
Lift is good, 2 to 1. Load the bar up, please.
So when was your first meet? Do you remember your first meet? Like equipped or raw?
It was equipped, but I was basically wearing a singlet.
Right.
No bench shirt. But the first meet I set some state records on the deadlift. I think my first meet I pulled about 450.
Holy crap.
About 148.
Wow.
When I was about 13. So I've always been a good puller. Everything else just kind of grew on as I got a little bit older.
Wow. Kristoffer Eikeland, Norway. 335. And that looked very good.
Nice, aggressive, deep squat.
Yeah.
That's how you set the tone for the meet.
Yeah, great lift.
Jose Mencius, the Venezuela, 340 kilos.
It's interesting, like the tendencies that the different nations have with their lifters. I've just noticed.
It's definitely interesting to see as far as attempt selection and how aggressive some coaches are and how conservative other coaches are, and just their approach to attempt selection and timing of warm-ups. It varies.
Jose Mencias, Venezuela, 340.
Slow descent. Nice.
Looks really good. Really
Jose.
fast out of the hole.
3 white lights.
Have you, in your time lifting, have you ever had to re-pattern your squat or anything? How many times over do you adjust things?
Yeah, well, after every big meet, you kind of want to take a look back at it and see where you can get better.
Oh, it's my roommate. I've been rooming with Piotr for the last few days,
Nice.
so I'm kind of stoked to see him lift here. So this is Piotr van den Hoek from the Netherlands.
My home country, that's where I was born at.
Netherlands, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because your father was active Air Force, right? At the time, yeah. Let's go, Piotr. Looked solid.
Straight up, yeah. Kind of searching for that depth a little bit.
Yeah, yep.
See what the judges say. 3 whites.
It's good. He's in the meet. 347.5.
Yeah, I've definitely had to repattern my squat before. 2012 Collegiate Nationals, I hurt my back really bad because I would shoot up out the hole and then drop my chest and just kind of good morning it. So after that, I started to work towards a more upright squat, and it's worked out in the end.
Yeah, and through all that, how big of a setback was that for you, really? Do you think?
It took me a good, 2 or 3 training cycles to get comfortable with it. Because you got to reteach your body how to squat. And so you have to be patient at first. You can't be all out aggression. You have to stay conscious and think throughout the lift and not revert to what feels comfortable.
Right. Edgar Perez from Venezuela, 350 kilos on the bar. Pretty strong walkout.
That bar is real low on his back. Nice upright. A bit of a grind.
I think it's like, so that goes back to some of the tendencies of some of the nations. They tend to open really heavy. Like he's opening really heavy. That's what I saw there. And because it's funny because ever since I started lifting, I've always kind of leaned towards the open really light, like lighter than you think.
Right.
To ensure that you can at least get a spot in the meet.
Especially at this level, that's what you want to do. You just want to stay in the meet. That's the first goal. Then you can worry about getting PRs and adding weight after that.
And here's Charlie Connor from the U.S. 365, our first 800-pound squat of this flight. Charlie rocking the Quest Nutrition. Charlie's been around.
Nice, strong walkout.
Oh, yeah. It looked a little high to me.
So he's really upright.
Yeah.
3 whites.
Wow.
Sometimes with those upright squats, it looks a little higher than what it actually is, depending on the hip joint.
Yep. Yeah, it was. No, it was good. I mean, because look at where his hip crease is. It's really low compared to what I thought. I thought his hip crease was like up here, and nope.
Yeah, and his squat stance is so wide too. His range of motion is so short.
Yeah.
You're expecting him to keep going down, but he's done.
Yeah. Sofiane Belkacir from France. He competed at the. This is a good question. We've been getting past commentary questions from one of our producers here, and Like one of the questions we got recently was, Blaine has chicken shakes. What does Ian Bell have?
Ian Bell has honey buns. That's what I have.
No kidding.
I love honey buns.
I have to ask, was that a planted question? But no.
No, I don't have any crazy things that I eat, but I do love honey buns. It's kind of an addiction.
Oh, it's Sophie. Oh!
All right, give him a round of applause.
Oh, and I'm not sure what to make of that. I think he's probably strong enough to get that. It just,
yeah, he paused down there in the hole and his chest dropped a little bit, but it looks like if he can be a little bit more aggressive coming out of the hole, I think he can push through that transition phase.
You know, I wonder if his descent was so slow and controlled that he just gave up all that potential energy in the suit somehow. Like like he literally used it, but it didn't. The suit didn't kick in. Yeah. You know.
Definitely a big difference between equipped lifting and raw lifting in the squat is that you have to be aggressive on your descent to get the most out of that suit in those reps.
Stian Welgermo from Norway. This guy is he's a very good deadlifter too.
Yeah, great bookends. Looking like the front runner here early on. See if he can nail this squat.
Yeah, he's opening with 387.5. This is a really massive squat opener.
Oh, a little trouble on his walkout. So he can set it up.
Being coached by Dietmar Wolf. Oh no!
Oh gosh!
That's not good. Wow, 2 missed openers, so like more. Wow, I'm kind of surprised, honestly. Like,
right, you don't see that often from the Norwegians.
Yeah, something's up.
Yeah, it looked like he was having a quick conference with Dietmar back there as he was walking off the platform. I'm sure they'll tighten it up on his next attempt.
Sen
Yang competing at the Junior Worlds a couple months ago as well in the 105. Huge squat there as well.
For 7 years.
I'm looking at him, I'm like, yeah, he's probably a squatter.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, look at his. He's got some balloons above those wraps there. I mean.
Oh yeah, he's built like a brick house.
Yeah.
Man, that rack height is so low.
He's at 105. What a compact guy. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah!
Nice.
Oh, wow.
I don't know, those knees didn't look locked out. I think he missed the rack command. Oh, no, that's good.
Wow, and that is now our leader right now. And we have Dmytro Simonenko from Ukraine coming up, opening with 405.
All right, here we go. 405.
I think the guy who has the current world record is standing right behind him, helping him out.
Pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said it at the Junior World Championships a couple months ago.
Alexander Rubets. Yep, that is him.
Dmytro Simonenko.
One squatted to another.
This is I've never even heard of a 105 opening this heavy before.
Yeah.
This is.
I mean, before Junior Worlds, we never heard of it either. This is new territory.
And that looks.
Oh, he looks comfortable.
Really comfortable for him.
Oh man!
Wow!
Crushed it.
Oh my God!
Crushed it.
Oh my God!
It's so beautiful. It's almost
That
scary.
was awesome. We're gonna see a world record out of him.
Oh yeah. I'd be surprised if it's not on the second attempt.
That rounds out our first attempts. We are back to Christoph Eikeland from Norway. He's made a 10-kilo jump.
You're loading it up to 345 for 8.
I noticed Sen Yang jumped 5 kilos because of how hard that first attempt looked for him. Do you typically jump? What are your typical jumps like?
If I'm having a good day, you know, I'm jumping anywhere between 15 and 20 keys between the first and the second.
Okay.
And then anywhere between 10 or 12 keys if that second one looks good to the third. So obviously the bigger you are, the bigger jumps you can make.
Right. This looks solid. This looked better than his opener.
Knees were a little shaky at the top.
Yep.
Oh,
very
weights.
good.
Norway. Jose Mencius.
Very fast squat.
352.5. 777 pounds. The bar.
Jose Mencius from Venezuela.
Is loaded.
Second attempt at 352.5. 777 pounds.
Segura. Vamos, Segura, vamos.
So your next competition though is the Arnold coming up.
Yeah, next one would be the Arnold Pro Deadlift. You know, I took a hiatus last year. Looking forward to getting back to it and get it back on that big stage and pulling some heavy weight.
Oh, I'll be there. That'll be fun.
Oh,
I loved shooting that meet this year. It was really fun.
It's definitely an experience just being there. Nice.
Wow.
Aggressive
Really
at the hole.
solid.
Oh, yeah.
That looked great.
Looked even better than his first one.
Do you typically have that experience with your squatting? Like you'll open and it might be a little heavy and then just put on some more weight?
Oh, yeah.
Like you've adapted and your second is faster than the opener?
Yeah, that first one, that opener is there to just shake off those nerves a little bit.
35 years old, powerlifting for 15
So you just want to have something you can bury, and if it's a grinder, it's okay. You'll get through it and shake off those nerves. And that second one, you can be aggressive and
Yeah.
really put the pedal to the metal.
Edgar Perez from Venezuela, 362.5, 799 pounds.
Rocking that sweet goatee.
Venezuelan lifters have all been getting really fired up at this meet. It's been really fun to watch.
Nice patient walkout. Drive it.
And he's gonna got it. He got it. Nice. I don't know how much is left though. Oh, and that is soul crushing.
Yeah.
To have that happen, to grind that hard and get called on death.
Same weight. 799
Might contest that though.
I
Wonder if they would do that.
Netherlands.
Doesn't look like they're going up to the
362.5
jury.
kilos on the bar.
We have Piotr Vandenhoek, who's going after a PR squat. 7.5 kilo PR for his second.
Bars loaded.
Always nice when you can hit a PR at a world meet.
Yeah, I can imagine. So there was really no doubt in your mind you were going to get that third attempt deadlift yesterday.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And that's really how you have to think approaching the bar. You can't have any doubt. You got to know you can crush that weight. If there's any doubt, you're probably not going to be able to lift it.
That's
Searching
good.
for it.
Come on. He's got it.
Good.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Really solid.
Lift is good.
And he's having a very good meet so far. I believe he came in seated 8th in the
Bars loaded.
Totals, out of the nominated totals. Sofiane Bertier from France, he missed his opener on it. We'll see if he has made some adjustments to his suit to try and get it to pop out of the hole.
Got to stay tight down there in the hole, keep his chest up. Can't
372.5.
keep his composure within himself down there. See if he can control it.
Yep. Oh, he's. So yeah, he made some adjustments apparently.
Yeah.
We'll see if I think the depth looked okay.
Yep, three
Three
whites.
whites, yeah.
Beautiful squat. Sometimes you get that opener and you let the nerves get the best of you, and you have to remind yourself how you squat and train.
Yeah.
Remind yourself that nothing changes when you get to that international stage.
Charlie Connor, USA, bars loaded. 837 pounds for Charlie Connor. 837 on the bar.
Charlie Connor.
380
going for a
kilos.
going for a 2.5 kilo PR here. 380 kilos
United States of
after
America.
hitting his opener.
Trying to look really good on his first attempt. He's fired up.
Long walkout there.
Yeah, that last step is. Let's see. Stay tight. Drive it. Nice.
Man, it just looks so high, but I think it probably is in.
Yeah. Oh.
Man, I think the strength is there. He'll probably come back and get that if he can just sink it a little bit lower.
Yeah. I mean,
Because he had one white, so
Yeah.
it's like right on the edge.
and obviously the strength is definitely there. It's
Yeah.
just the margin of error is, as you go wider, the margin of error gets smaller and smaller as far as depth goes.
So Stian also had an issue with his, I think, it didn't look like strength. I imagine that there was an issue with the suit. So we'll see if they adjusted something, and he'll come back and crush this hopefully. Here we go.
Good walk out, got the knee set up. Out the hole.
And that's
Good.
That's probably what it should have looked like on his first.
Yep.
So, yeah, there must have been something wrong with the suit. It's interesting how the equipment is so unforgiving sometimes in that regard.
400 kilos.
So I just got a question. Sofiane Bertier is a model for Eleiko. Has Ian got any plans to get into modeling?
I mean, I'm open to all opportunities at all times. So if anybody knows any modeling agencies, tell them to contact me.
That's funny. I probably shouldn't talk about this on the air, but I had a great April Fool's joke planned for this coming year.
Yeah.
had to do with modeling. Sen Yang, 400 kilos. He's done a 5 kilo jump. A little bit of a grind on his opener, so we'll see if that was just nerves and maybe he's come back and crush this.
Once you get up to this weight, 5 kilos, it's basically the same weight. Let's see if he can crush it.
Oh, his hip shot back.
Yep. Oh, lost control too.
Control. I think it was high.
Yeah. A lot of things wrong with that squat. Looks like he rushed it a little bit.
Yeah. Just maybe nerves.
Yeah, never looked comfortable walking out.
It's a massive weight. 880. Well, you see how his hip shot back though?
Yeah, definitely. He just never looked comfortable coming out the rack, setting up, descending. All of it didn't look comfortable.
This guy is going to do an open world record on his second attempt. Dmitro Semenenko. This is over 900 pounds.
This is over 4 times his body weight.
Crazy.
920 pounds. This is... I don't even have words for this.
Sometimes the weight gets so heavy you can't even comprehend it.
He's a 105, squatting 920.
Over 4 times body weight. A little shaky. See if he can get it under control. Looks good.
I mean, it's only 920.
Oh my God!
What the hell is that? Oh, wow!
He crushed it. Beautiful. That looked faster than his first one.
That was ridiculous. I've never seen anything like that. He's got long femurs too. Look at him. Look at.
Just like a walk in the park.
Wow. What a beast.
I hope he put something crazy on for his third.
Well, I mean,
Something
it's going to be
insane.
like 4. I would put him at least 425 or 430 even.
430, that'd be nice.
I mean, we're getting up to almost 1,000-pound squat for a 105. Christoph Eikeland from Norway. Here we go on his third squat. 350 is a 5-kilo jump. Looks solid. Little grind. Looked like a solid third, though.
Let's see what the judge say on
I
depth.
think
Yeah,
he is really happy. It looked good. We're on our final, thirds here. The pressure's on because every lift matters here.
Yeah. This is where you make your money at. Third attempts.
Jose. Bars being loaded up to 360.
360.
Bars loaded. 360 kilos, Jose Mencias.
794 pounds. Jose Mencias from Venezuela. Pulling those lats back, really tight upper back. Oh, man, just walking a mile away from the rack. Come on. Oh yeah, there we go. That looked really good. The center judge called him on depth, but
Yeah, that's always an interesting call.
yeah, 2 whites on the sides and depth in the center.
Oh, looks good to me.
Yeah. You know what? I should have. You have a Twitter? We should make a shout out because I know we got some live listeners here.
Yeah.
Make a shout out. What's your Twitter? Do you have one?
It's at Bell Chris Ian on Twitter.
At Bell Christian.
Yeah, Bell Chris Ian.
So if you guys are out there watching this live and you have questions for us or want us to talk about something in particular, please send a Twitter to Ian Bell at Bell Chris Ian.
Yeah.
And here we go. Venezuela squatting 362.5. There we go.
Nice.
Edgar Perez. See what the judges say on depth. Oh, it's high. Yeah. I thought it was a little high.
Strength was definitely there, though.
Yeah. Oh, he's this guy's absolutely strong enough to do it. Had to get a little bit lower. It's really like, you know, I'm in training and I squat in a suit and wraps, and I go back and look at the video, and I'm just like, that was like a good 2 inches high. I mean, and it's like, you know, I have to, you gotta sublimate the ego a little bit there.
37.8 pounds.
Charlie's gonna get this. I have confidence that Charlie's gonna get this.
Yeah.
380, he's gonna bury it.
837.8.
It's the same weight. He knows what it feels like now. Shouldn't be an issue.
Definitely strong enough to get it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that walkout looks a lot better than the second one. Nice and tight.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Come
yeah,
on.
there it is.
There we
There
go.
it is.
That's it right there.
That's it.
Yeah,
White.
there we go.
You see that little lat tuck he did right before he squatted? I didn't see him do that on the second attempt, and I think that made a difference.
So just locking it in a little more.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he didn't. It was a little part of his technique that he didn't add in on that second one that he did on his third one.
Yeah.
I think that made a difference.
And what a great. That's a PR for him.
Really needed that squat and that fight for the third and maybe even the second place in this weight class.
So I had noticed this before, but Piotr Vandenhoek has scratched his third. Here we're Sofiane Belxier from France, 385 on the bar.
385 on the bar, Sofiane. On deck, Document.
And it looks like it's coming up. I think the depth looked okay.
A little twist of motion in the squat.
Yep.
Yep,
We got it. That's a big squat. And he is, you know, I've seen him at numerous other world championships. He was at the Classic World Championships in Colleen. He actually was contending for a top spot there too. He is a multi. He competes on both sides of the fence for sure.
Yeah.
Stian Valdermo from Norway, 395 on the bar. He had made some adjustments after his first attempt, came back and crushed it in his second, and we'll see what he's got for this 395.
It's a nice conservative 7.5.
Yep, he stuck to his second attempt plan, I would imagine.
Yeah. The Norwegians are all about making lifts, especially in the position where you're in, the front runner.
Well, he is the front runner here. Good start. Oh, little high, and I think
it's almost as if he started the squat and then stopped himself and started squatting again.
Yeah,
it looks like he's kind of in his mind, in his own head.
Having a mental day, maybe.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It doesn't look comfortable on his first one, and on this one, again, just not there today.
22 years old.
Sen Yang. This kid's like
100 kilos on the bar.
He's 22.
Yeah.
Chinese
wow.
Yeah.
Taipei.
Crazy.
Squatting 400.
Only 22. He's got funky hair.
See if he can just take his time and be patient on his, getting underneath the bar and setting up and walking out.
Bars loaded.
I think he can crush this weight.
Yeah, he definitely needs to take his time and set up. Yeah, it seems to me that, equip lifting is really all about patience. There's a big part of it,
Yeah.
big element of it is patience.
Still not set. Referee's needing to lock his knees. He's going to have to replace it. He's got to replace it. Head judge took a long time telling him to replace it.
He's got enough time.
He got 15 seconds. He has to go.
15 seconds.
He has to go. He has to go now.
He needs to go now.
He has to go now.
I wonder if his when he set his wraps, if he didn't tie them down, like flex the quad to keep it straight.
That's time.
Oh, and he will not get another attempt at that.
Jeez. Well, look, on that first attempt for him to walk it out, the head referee took a long time to tell him to replace the bar.
Yep.
Kind of lost some seconds for him.
And we're about to witness something crazy, I have a feeling.
425.
Dmitro Semenenko, 425 kilos. This is just an unworldly squat, like for a 105.
They're out of all the reds are on the
all
bar.
of the reds.
All
just
the reds.
put all the reds on there.
All right, here we go. 425 kilos.
If you're this guy, you just load up the reds. Just take them all. Like, I need some from the warm-up room too. Because they're literally out of reds.
137 pounds. He's gonna smash
This is ridiculous.
his own record by almost 8 kilos.
You can tell he's not even intimidated by this weight.
No, not at all. No, he's going to walk this out confidently. Watch this. Oh, maybe.
A little wobbly. A little
Oh,
wobbly. He can get
he's
it
going
back.
to get settled.
A little shaken than the first two. Looks more controlled now. Deep in the hole.
No,
That's
he
it.
just never got comfortable. That is such a massive weight though. And he's got the world record. He's got a new world record. He's in the second place going into the next. He's in second place prognosis going in, and Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the squats for the 105 kilo men's class. We are here at the 2016 IPF Open World Powerlifting Championships in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Adam Palmer, and this is Ian Bell with me. We will be back in after 10 minutes for the bench press. I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors, Eleiko, SBD, Rogue, Reband, Bodybuilding.com, Titan, SSP Nutrition, 949 Media, and Inzer. We will see you guys after this short break. And we are back at the 2016 IPF Open World Powerlifting Championships here in Orlando, Florida. This is Adam Palmer, and I'm sitting here with Ian Bell, the bronze medalist from the 93 kilo men's class last night. And we are getting ready to kick off the 105 kilo men's bench press. First up, we have our Mongolian lifter, Batsul Shadgarsuran, opening with a 225 kilo bench, 496 pounds, and here he goes. Now, if you guys are following the live stream, please feel free to send us any comments or questions you have. Ian and I will tackle your questions as we go. Go. A very narrow stance.
Yeah. Close to the bench supports.
Yep.
Fast off the chest.
Nice.
That's how you want to open her to be.
225 kilos. The lift is good.
What have you done over the last year or so to really try and move your bench up?
Just bench more.
Yeah.
Just bench more. Basically, just increasing that bench frequency, just to get more work in throughout the week, and making an effort to target each specific muscle group that's involved in that lift.
Yep. Next up, we have Jussi Kangasvuori from Finland.
I've been waiting to have a decent bench since I started lifting weights.
Well, you were really excited when you benched 500 at Nationals this year. I remember because I was there.
Yeah.
And that was a fun event to shoot for sure. Really solid opener.
Yeah. Those two look good so far.
It's good. And all these guys are opening near 500, so this is a really competitive class. Jiri Prasek from Czechia, 235 kilos. We are into the 500-pound bench range. And
Bars loaded. Here comes Czechia, 518 pounds on the bar. Czechia, Jiri Prasek.
Jiri has a nice arch there on the bench. Feet are kind of wide, spread out. Good solid base for the bench. Bring it down nice and tight. Patient. Drive it fast off the chest.
man, what a good bar path that was. Like
Beautiful bench.
Talk about the tucking the elbows very slightly, like subtly, I think, like into the groove of the bench shirt.
Right.
And coming down, like he has it down perfectly. Like,
Yeah.
look at that. So pretty. And the bar just comes very subtly back over the face. And just a really strong lockout.
You're talking about really how patience is such an important part of equipped lifting. And no lift is more important than the bench in using the bench shirt.
Well, we've said, I think it's been said, bench is, especially in equipped lifting, is the most technical lift for sure.
Yeah.
We've got Nelson Martinez from Ecuador, 240 kilos.
Oh, fast descent.
So his shirt is a little bit looser.
Yeah.
Based on how fast he was able to pull that in.
Yeah. Looks like a loose chest plate on there. He's able to descend real fast.
Yep. Now, do you bench with a pretty tight chest plate, or?
I would say it's moderately tight. I've gotten tighter over the years as my bench has kind of gone up, but usually I like my sleeves really tight,
right?
Just to help my lockout, because since my lockout takes forever.
Yeah, I've found that there's obviously a really fine line to walk with how tight you keep the chest. The chest plate, like if you're not able to lock out 500 pounds, you have no business wearing a tight chest plate, it seems to me. Like,
You don't want that shirt to be stronger than you are.
Exactly. Right. Right. You have Rudy Vieira, Brazil, 245 kilos.
Kind of
Really slow fight to get that bar down.
Grinding it out there.
And he's got a very relatively flat backed bench, but it looked really good. Smooth coming up.
Erwin Van Heesveld. Erwin Van Heesveld, the Belgium.
I got a question here for the live stream. Somebody asked me why my third attempt was. Yeah, somebody asked me in the live stream why my third attempt on my deadlift was so easy. It's basically just to lock in third place. You know, that was the number I needed to tie and to win third place on body weight. But yeah, it was definitely. That's why I wasn't excited afterwards. It was just way too easy to get excited about afterwards.
We have Jeroen Van Heesveld, Belgium, 250 kilos. There we go. It's a slow descent. Oh, he's got a really tight shirt, but it's interesting to struggle that much to push it back up after such a fight on the way down.
It looks like he beat the Riker man. Yeah, he started racking it before head judge gave him the command.
Right. That's been happening today. I've been surprised. It's happened quite a few times today.
Yeah, you got to stay focused throughout the lift.
You know, those World Game slots are very coveted. Like, I would dare say that it's going to be harder to if granted, powerlifting isn't an Olympic sport, but if it were, I would say it's probably more difficult to get a lifter into the World Games because of the path you have to take to get there, rather than it would be if we were sending athletes to the Olympics as the U.S.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely less slots, you know, because you have the weight blocks instead of all the weight classes.
Yep.
There's even fewer people that you can take. So yeah, it makes it even that much more worth it and more amazing when you're able to make it to that stage.
250 kilos came up fast by the German here. It looked like a solid opening. 3 white lights.
Bars loaded, Takehito.
All right, Takehito talking to the head spotter, making sure he gets his lift off right. Japanese are usually bench specialists.
And I just had a question come in from Ryan Carrillo. What did you have for dinner after your meet last night?
Lots of beef, of course. Lots of beef and beef products.
And you're now a brand owner, aren't you?
Yeah, somewhat. We could say that. Making some hats and some T-shirts, all in the style of beef.
Solid press.
Beautiful, beautiful bench, as always.
Japanese are bench specialists. A lot of them are anyway. They're very, very.
And if you're looking, you can see how low that collar is jacked down on them. It's amazing how jacked up their shirts are, and they're still able to master it and control it.
Yeah, it's. I've been super impressed with the Japanese, the Mongolians, all like very technical lifters.
UC Kangasnieri, 232.5 on the bar. Finland.
UC Kangasnieri, and we're back on second attempts now, 232.5.
7.5 key jump for Yusi. Nice tight descent. Kind of bottom on his chest. Fast though.
Oh, that looked great.
Nice.
Man, that was just so smooth.
3 white lights, lift is good.
No doubt in his mind about that bench.
Batzul, tag the Soren. Batzul, tag the Soren.
Kind of scrolling through the live stream chat here, and if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask us. Here's our Mongolian lifter again, Shagdar Suren. 237.5 kilos. I would expect he will crush this.
Yeah, nice healthy 12.5 key jump. Solid descent. He's looking for it. He found it.
Oh yeah, he's got
pushing
that.
through it.
He's got it.
Yo, he got him on the elbows. Couldn't quite lock it out at the top. Oh, got him in the butt.
The question in from the live stream chat: how's your day going? My day's going very well. Do you think full range of motion on bench is worth it? Leon, what do you mean?
Full range is always worth it.
Absolutely. Well, so I mean, that's a good question actually. Do you train partial range of motion? Do you use boards in your training at all?
Oh yeah, I do use boards in training. Obviously, your main focus for you to get the most out of your bench is to actually do a bench. But board training and partial presses can be a great accessory exercise to work on the top end of your bench, especially for equipped lifting. Because, you know, from your chest to halfway up, it's all shirt, but from halfway up to the lockout, that's all you. So using boards can be a great way to train those triceps to grind out heavy weight.
Nelson.
We have Nelson Martinez from Ecuador up next, the 250 kilo jump. He will not get a total as he is bombed in the squat, but has opted to continue lifting.
It's always great to see that because, you know, bombing out at a meet, obviously it's very difficult, and it's even more difficult to continue in that meet, to stay in that meet, and to still try and do your best and hit some weight.
Yeah. So we got another good question from the live stream. How strong would you recommend a lifter be before starting in equipment?
I don't think strength is the determining factor. I think experience. I like to give people at least a couple of training cycles before kind of introducing gear. But I don't think strength is a limiting factor, a determining factor. It's more of, you know, being comfortable in training and being comfortable in the meet environment before you introduce new variables into training into the meet. So everybody should do equipment. Everybody.
I honestly, when I started doing it, I'm hooked, man. Like, I work with Mike Tushir, and he told me, you know, that he was like not looking forward to like trying gear on because, you know, he said that, you know, it hurts, it's painful, it takes a long time to get the gear on, the sessions take a long time, and those are valid points, but man, there is nothing like putting on a squat suit and walking out with like a super max like load and just standing up with that thing. It's so awesome.
Can't beat that feeling. It's different. It's definitely different. And if you're going to do powerlifting, you might as well try both sides of it.
Yeah. Ben Heesveld, Belgium, 250. He missed this on his opener due to beating.
Looks like his butt's coming up.
Oh, no. And he's in trouble.
Yeah.
This is not the position you want to be in. I know he may need to adjust his shirt a little bit. I'm not sure if that's part of the issue.
Yeah, he might need to pull that collar up a little bit to make the descent a little bit easier so you can have more energy for coming off of his chest and walking out.
255 bars loaded.
How did I get hooked up with RTS? This is from North Strong SC. How did I get hooked up with RTS? So I will answer that question after this lift. So most people, here we go. This is Rudy Vieira from Brazil, 255 kilos.
Very patient descent.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can see it just pressing into him.
Drive it.
See the collar pressing into him there.
See if you can lock that right
Strong
elbow
lockout.
out.
There we go. Let's see if he gets that. I think he got it.
Yep.
Yeah, nice. So I got hooked up with RTS. I was actually a CrossFit athlete for a couple years, and I started looking for a way to get stronger. And I had heard of some dude named Mike Touchier, who happened to be from my alma mater, the U.S. Air Force Academy, and my wife knew him and knew of him, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just reach out to him. And so I said, hey, I'm looking for a coach to help me get stronger, and eventually started working for him and started doing media, and then I ended up building 9 for 9, and here we are, and I still am a coach with RTS, and Mike has actually been my coach for the last 2.5, 3 years now. So that's how I got started with RTS. It was Mike Lang from Germany, 257.5.
Come on. Oh, that's at the top.
No lift.
Oh. Here's another question. Are feet allowed to touch each other during the bench? You can't touch the bench itself, but...
Right, you can't touch the bench yourself, but if you're flexible enough to get your feet underneath you where it's behind the bench support and your heels are touching, I think that'd be allowable.
Yeah, I don't know why you would want to do that, though, simply because you're giving up so much leg drive when you get your feet that far under, and you're going to have more power with a wider base, I think.
Yeah. So to answer the question, yes, it's allowed, but it's not recommended.
There's our Japanese lifter, Akutsu. He's gone with a 7.5 kilo jump. Gino's a little loud over there. 262.5. I think that actually looked better than his opener.
Yeah, touched a little lower on his second than his opener. But
so he probably busted out the sewing machine in the back or something.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
And we are on to third attempts.
Really flying through these benches.
Yeah, this is going really fast. We were down a man. One of the Germans bombed on squat, has opted not to continue with the meet, so we are down one lifter in this flight. Jussi Kangasveri from Finland, excuse me. 237.5, only 5 kilo jump here.
His benches have been flying. See if he can finish it off.
Yeah, he will crush this probably. There we go. Oh, that looks solid.
Nice.
I think that's a really appropriate way to finish a bench with a strong, not like a grind, but
right.
I think a lot of newer lifters, from what I've seen, tend to underestimate how much the bench takes out of you.
Yeah.
Just in my observation.
Definitely.
And I think it can come back to bite you on deadlift.
Yeah. Especially if you have a hard weight cut and you're depleted. You can definitely take a lot out of your lower back, which can obviously affect you on your deadlifts.
Yep. You drive, and maybe if you're not quite tight enough, you'll get a little bit tweak in the belt low back.
Yeah.
Come on, Batsul.
And you want to be the freshest for your deadlift because that's when you can make up some ground and put on what you need to put on to chase your placing.
Go.
Batsu here. Fast off the chest.
Really solid. Oh, I think he's got that. Oh.
Came off the bench.
That's unfortunate.
That's been happening a lot this week. It's been called pretty frequently.
Yeah.
You don't see that too much at this level, but it's been happening a lot.
Lifters in the second
Yeah, a little surprised there.
Yeah. No more changes to your openers.
But
the bar is loaded. Yarrow again. He's Belgium.
Here we go. Belgian lifter needs this to stay in the meet. And he's in trouble, but we'll see. See if he made some adjustments to his shirt.
Yes, he gave it all he has on this one. No time for mistakes.
2 more lifters left to make changes.
No time not to be aggressive.
2 more lifters left to make changes next flight.
Got to stay focused.
Here we go.
Good descent a lot faster. See if he can drive it up.
Oh no.
Oh, he's fighting.
I think he's gonna have an up and down call on the left for sure. But
let's see if he gets the other one. 3 whites.
Wow. I swear I saw some dipping.
It was definitely close.
It almost seemed like a gift, to be honest, on that last one.
Maybe.
But
it was close.
Let's see. We didn't get a replay. Oh well. we don't want to see it anyway. We do, but we don't. I don't want to be validated on that. We'll take the white lights.
Yeah.
Bar is now loaded.
Yuri Prasek from the Czech Republic, the 252.5.
See if Yuri can go 3 for 3. Controlled descent, just like on the first 2.
Yep.
See some power.
Oh, come on.
No.
Oh, no.
All right, he'll get
lost it in that transition phase.
Give him a nice round of applause.
Hey, Richard, can you turn my outbound here?
Load the bar from Martin Lang. 257.5 kilos.
I'm clipping the mic just a little bit, so I was trying to, if I get too loud, I didn't want to blow people up, you know. Your question on the live stream, is this competition for money? This competition is not for money. I don't believe there are any cash prizes here. Martin Lang, Germany, 257.5. He is retaking his second. He missed the rack command on his second, from what if I recall.
Yes.
So he should get this.
It's definitely not an issue of strength. See if he can maintain his focus throughout the lift.
Here we go.
Nice descent.
Yeah. There we go.
Controlled it.
I think he's got that.
Good lift.
Absolutely awesome. Yep, there we go. He's happy about that.
Bars loaded. Nelson Martinez.
Nelson Martinez, Ecuador. We are down to the last 3 benches in the first flight.
No more changes. Lifters, no more changes to your openers. Thank you.
Nelson's feet are very close to the bench
Yeah,
supports.
they are. Got a relatively loose shirt.
Yeah. He might drive through this though. Come on.
Oh, it's
some downward in there.
Yeah, that's a no-go.
Give them a big
Good
round
fight,
of
though.
applause for that attempt, ladies and gentlemen.
Good fight, but not today, unfortunately.
What came on
You can hear him let his breath out as he started pressing though. You want to make sure you keep that breath in to keep that pressure, the muscular pressure.
Keep
throughout the lift.
the thoracic, the diaphragm, keep that tight because that's like your balloon, your column of support.
Exactly.
Even in bench. Rudy Vieira from Brazil, 260 kilos. It's only a 5-kilo jump.
Rudy getting all up on the bench. Just make sure he gets that arch right. Dipping into the belly a little bit. Off the belly, back towards the face. See if you can lock that right elbow out.
Oh, come on.
Nope, I don't think he got it.
I don't think he got it. Oh, they gave it to him. Wow.
Lift is
Wow.
good.
Looks like the center got him on downward motion.
Yep.
I thought that right elbow wasn't locked out. Look at the replay there.
We'll see here in a second.
Got off his belly, got towards back towards the face.
The
The left one locks out. I don't know about that.
Come on, Japan, lollipop.
And the judges call it.
Yeah. 2 whites, it's a good lift.
Akatsu Takahito. You know, it's funny because if the sleeves on the shirt kind of mask the elbow joint a little bit, it's almost like you can get away with it.
Yeah.
That might be an interesting strategy to employ. Just make your arm look sort of locked out, you know.
I know a lot of the bench specialists out there have a lot of little tricks that they like to throw out there during the meet.
Japanese lifter going 267.5. This is almost 600 pounds. £589 here.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. That was a solid lift, and he is happy with that. And ladies and gentlemen, we are headed on to our second round, second flight of bench.
Jose Mencius, Sen Yang, and Sofian Belkisiel.
Here,
Jose Mencius, Venezuela.
kicking this off with Jose
Yang,
Mencius,
Barcelona.
237.5 kilos as an opener. Yeah, just refresh the live stream chat. Let's see if these competitions are tested. These are all WADA tested. Go.
All right, Jose setting up. Not much of an arch there. A little bit. Yeah, now he has one. Nice descent. Kind of drops it on the belly, comes back up. Nice
Oh,
and fast.
yeah. Just launch that thing off the chest. That looked really solid.
The jury has overturned Rudy Vieira's final bench. It is a no lift. He did not lock out either.
Oh,
So, you were right.
Yeah.
And
Load the bar
that is
for
very
Sen
interesting.
Yang.
so
Bars loaded, Chinese Taipei, 250
I don't think we can
kilos.
replay that, but he did not lock out his arms on his last bench from the first flight.
yeah, never got that right elbow quite locked out all the
Yep.
way.
Sen Yang from Chinese Taipei, 250 opener.
Wow, straight line bench.
Sen Yang. 3
Three
white
whites.
lights.
Super easy.
So, question came in from Carl Carlson Weiman. What does the word open stand for in the title of this competition? Is it that it's open to people who are not full-time athletes? So, I don't know if Ian, you want to take that?
Yeah, sure. It's mainly open to all age categories. So anybody, no matter their age, can lift in this meet as long as they qualify. You have the sub-junior classification, which is up until 18 years old, and then the junior classification, which is 19 to 23 years old. But the open, subs and juniors can lift in that division as well. So it's an age classification. So you have some full-time athletes, but most of these people, have full-time jobs outside of powerlifting.
Sophie Ain with a very strong 265 opener. 3 white lights, good. And I think that we should also add that this is specifically referring to the allowed use of equipment in this competition, that it's open, because we do call the Raw or Classic World Championships. It's still, there's the open / other categories as well.
Right.
So that adds an element to this to that question. That's one of the reasons I pegged that question. Dmitro Semenenko opening with 265. This guy squatted 417 and a half earlier. And
Kind of
a little bit of a struggle on the opener.
Dmitro,
3 white lights.
That is good. Bars loaded. Ekeland.
Comment that came in from Marlene DeGrasse. Please don't forget to mention that the doping seminars are being hosted by the IPF. Do you know anything about that? Are there doping seminars?
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
I've not heard of that either.
There's definitely a lot of educational resources on the IPF website about all the doping standards and water controls.
So Kristoff Eikeland from Norway, a 282.5 opener. This is a really big opener. We are in the 600-pound benches now.
Nice, solid opener.
That looked really, really good.
It is good for Norway. Edgar Velez. Venezuela bar is loaded.
Yes, these guys are all natural. This is a 100% tested federation.
Adex Diag in the hole. Shanrav Shurai.
Edgar Perez from Venezuela. .285 on the bar.
Drive. Definitely slow for an opener.
Yeah, a little bit slow, but gets it nonetheless.
Looks like his chest kind of caved in as he came down in his descent. Kind of bottomed out so he could touch.
The bar is loaded.
He was able to regain control and finish it out.
Yeah. Stian Guillermo.
Here's your front runner. See if he can set the tone for this bench and hopefully go 3 for 3.
He's projecting a 1,007 total based on openers in his squat.
285 on the bar. Norway.
A little lighter than what he started at the beginning of squats. I wonder if he lowered his bench opener.
to go.
Oh,
no.
man.
Ah.
It just doesn't look like he's feeling it today.
Yeah, he's having kind of a rough meet so far. Like, he has missed both of his openers now.
Yeah, and that just it makes it hard to get through the meet when you hit that first, you get to that first lift and it's just not there.
Bars loaded.
He's a champion. Hopefully he can come back strong on the second.
Vanderhoek on deck. Charlie Connor in the hole.
So this is a question that's come up a lot from Jason Elison. Why don't guys do raw and equipped? And actually, Jason, there are a lot of guys from here that do both. Sofiane Belxier from France is one of the. He competed in the World Championships in Colleen. He is both a raw and equipped lifter. There are plenty of people here that do both.
I know a lot of lifters like to cycle every year, whether
Yep.
they compete, especially at the international level, cycle whether they do international raw meets or international equipped meets. Yeah, definitely a lot of people at this meet who do both. And I like to see more raw people, get a little taste of the equipment.
I think, I could see at some point there being, almost two seasons really. Have like a raw season and maybe an equipped season.
Yeah.
And it would really, potentially open up a lot of opportunities to do both.
I think sometimes the limiting factor is when the qualifying nationals for some of these lifters are, and how close that is to each respective, whether raw or equipped. It's harder to train for a raw meet and then turn around in 4 weeks and do an equipped meet.
Yep. Here we go, Piotr.
Lost it towards his face.
Man.
Give him a round of applause.
That's just getting out of the groove, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same thing happened to me on my opener. Sometimes you hit that opener and it flies off your chest and you just want to lock it out really fast to, get a good feeling out of it, but you go a little bit too fast towards your face and just lose all control.
300 kilos.
Charlie Connor's here opening with 300 kilos.
Oh,
this is massive.
661
This is Charlie's best lift.
The bar is loaded for Charlie Connor.
I want everybody to watch his range of motion here.
America.
The bar's going to move about 2 inches.
Cheater bench,
insane.
right?
Yeah.
Cheater bench. But this is just ridiculous. 300 kilo raw bench or equipped bench opener.
Opener.
For a 105. Not too far off of a triple bodyweight opener.
Yeah, that's insane. See if Charlie can crush this. Tight. Go to the belly a little bit. He's almost there. Drive it up.
Yeah.
Fast.
Oh, yeah.
Look good.
Is good.
3 whites. Nice.
Yeah.
The hardest part of that bench was just getting it to his chest.
Yes, this is equipped. We are in single ply here. Carl Ingvar Christensen is not going to compete on Saturday.
Bars loaded. Only the first time, though. Right? I hope.
Yeah, sending wishes out to CYC. Hopefully he gets healthy and we can see him back here in the next couple of years.
245 kilos.
We are back on second attempts for this bench press competition.
Deck Yang, Chinese Taipei.
$245 kilos on the bar. Here we go. 7 kilo jump. Oh.
That was all muscle.
Yeah.
That was all muscle.
His shirt is not super tight, but
is
Yeah, there was. I noticed that it was kind of rocking back and forth, rocking up and down a little
So
bit.
it looks like we got
So,
butt on the side and downward motion from the head referee.
yeah. Oh yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
up and down in the moment.
Elbows flared out just a tiny bit. If you can just keep those tucked as he comes back up.
Chinese Taipei, 262.5 bars loaded.
Sun Yang,
22 years old in
our
powerlifting.
20-year-old squatter,
Hails from Chinese Taipei.
has a very respectable bench here.
Looks like Sun Yang is benching in some slippers there. No heeled shoes on his bench.
Interesting.
Oh, I think he might have beat the press command.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and that was such an easy bench too.
Oh,
Like
man.
he will be coming back to just crush that.
Beat the press.
He knows it too. You look at his face. It's interesting.
Beat the press command.
There's a little bit of a loss of focus. Yeah.
Jason, I think everybody would love to see Ray Williams equipped. That would be something to see for sure.
Oh man.
But actually, it's a good point though. You talk about equipped raw lifters coming equipped. It doesn't necessarily translate either way. Like you'll see some guys that are really good equipped
Yep.
and then not be very good raw, and then vice versa.
Yep.
So who knows if Ray would be a good equipped lifter? I don't see him coming equipped anytime soon.
No. It'd be a sight to see though.
Yeah, we would love to see that.
Love to see
Sofiane Belksier here. He's going with 601 bench here.
Oh, nice, solid.
Awesome bench. Looked good to me.
Lifting's good. Sofiane Belksier, 600 pounds, muy bien. Another bar for Dimitrios Semenenko. Same weight, bars loaded, 600 pounds, 272.5.
That would be something to see. Ray squatting 500 kilos raw and then going equipped.
Yeah.
That would be.
On decks,
What's the starting point with that?
I think you could see anywhere between a 1,200, 1,300 squat and some gear and some wraps.
Yeah, if he
Easily.
gets 200 pounds out of a suit,
Yeah.
even. The question is,
Easily.
can he walk it out?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have any problem walking out 500 keys.
That's true. Semenenko, 272.
I don't know about that. A little bit of
I
downward
think the downward motion on the right gave it to him.
What?
No, that's
I don't know. He got off his chest fine.
Can't you load any faster than that?
I don't know. It never looked like that right elbow was locked out to me.
Dion.
yeah. Well, he got it there, and I think it kind of maybe lost some tightness or something. And Stian Guillermo,
All right, Sion needs this.
yep.
We got some people creeping up on him.
He had the bar come back over his face, and it was just a little too much on the first attempt. So we'll see if he can get back into the groove and get this lift.
Now, if he doesn't hit this really opens the door for Semenenko to try and vie for that first place position. Looks good on the descent. Fast off the chest.
There we go. Come on.
Keeps it away from the face. Let's see if he can.
No.
Stuck.
He's in trouble. And this is not what you want. You do not want to be in this position where you are down 2 lifts and you have to hit this opener. What amounts to an opener now.
Right. But now it's more than an opener. Now it's going to feel heavier than an opener because you already tried it twice, and now the pressure is, doubled and tripled. And this next one's going to be a battle for him.
Christopher Eikeland from Norway, 287.5. It's a small jump of 5 kilos. Here we
Nice
go.
controlled descent. Smooth bench.
And I think that it's got it. Maybe a little bit shaky on the right arm there, but and the judge called it on the right.
2 whites.
Bars loaded.
Came up solid through the transition. Got a little wonky in the right elbow, but 2 white lights is all you need for a good lift.
Yep, solid. Edgar Perez with a 295 kilo attempt here.
Edgar's getting hyped before getting underneath that weight, talking to the weight, letting it know who's boss.
Here we go. He is fired up about that. That looked awesome. And the crowd goes wild. And we have a growing crowd in here. This is it's getting a little more crowded in here.
Got a nice little crowd.
Yeah.
Crowds always get a little bit bigger in the afternoon, late evening.
We just had a question from Chelsea Savitt come in. Ian, you looking forward to the World Games?
Yeah.
And where is that going to be?
World Games is going to be in Warsaw, Poland, I believe, and I've only been looking forward to it for the last 6 years of my life. So I'm pretty excited to go. Yeah, it's been a dream of mine, since I've ever started my international career, and I just can't wait to get there.
Oh, and that's what an opener should look like from Piotr.
Yeah, looks like his head came up off the bench a little bit.
And he is super stoked. I think, that's great. So we have 2 lifters left. Charlie Connor has made a 12.5 kilo jump.
Charlie, the school teacher, Connor, with the huge bench.
And Shanri Shirai from Mongolia. He's going 300 kilos here.
This guy can bench, though, I'll tell you that. I don't care what his name is.
This is only 25 keys underneath his best squat.
Then again, so can Charlie.
Setting up the arch here.
Yep.
300 kilos on the bar.
Gotta make sure that grip's right before getting the hand off. Feet set. Tight descent.
Yep. There we go. Come on. I think that is a solid bench.
And that's it. Yep, 3 white
And
lines.
he is really happy about that. So for those of you just joining in, I got a question. Who's on commentary? This is Adam Palmer, and I've got Ian Bell sitting right next to me. And another question is from Chapman's. What do you eat and drink immediately after weigh-in? What's your ritual for that?
So I have a carb drink to get some quick carbs into my system without getting extra bloated. So I do about 2 scoops of that, and then I get some powdered Pedialyte, pour that in there, and about 18 ounces of water, and I'll chug that whole thing.
Connor, United States of America.
And here we go. We've got Charlie Connor going for a 312 kilo bench. This is a almost triple body weight bench.
Insane bug. I think Charlie's going to crush this. He's not going to have to fight the shirt on the way down. He's going to leave a lot more energy for that explosiveness off the chest.
There we go.
Oh yeah, that descent's a lot better. Tight on the chest. Drive. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh man. What a monster.
Charlie's fired up.
What
I'm
a
fired
monster.
up.
Oh,
my God.
we're going to see something crazy on the next attempt.
Yeah.
I think we might see 325.
I think so.
What's the world record? What's the world record? And we are looking at 323 is the world record. We might be looking at a new world record, folks. This
I don't see why not.
I think he's going to put 323.5 on the bar.
Yeah. They need it too. You know, the door's open to fight for second and maybe even first. This is Charlie's best lift, so they're going to get those kilos anywhere. It's going to be here.
Jose Mencias, 245 kilos on the bar. He has missed the second attempt. He will come back and hopefully get this. And Ian, how much do you typically do you weigh going into a meet? And how much do you have to cut to get there?
Usually, I'll start my training cycle about 10 pounds over. You know, slowly cut down, and usually the last 2 weeks I'm about 3 pounds over. And then I'll just take that into the meet and do a 3-pound water cut the day before, and usually works out pretty well. Weighing in probably half a key underneath my weight class.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got a pretty easy weight cut at this point.
And that looked really solid. I think he's going to get that. He is really, really happy about that. Awesome. The current world record in the bench is held by, I can't even say his name, Devganyak Vadim of the Ukraine. 323 kilos is the current world record.
262.5 on the bar.
Who are my favorite lifters? Well, I'm kind of partial. My favorite lifter is Mike Touchier. Who's your favorite lifter?
That is a hard question. I'm partial as well, so I might have to say Gene Bell on that one.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. He just destroyed that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he knew it was an easy weight coming into that, and he you know, that is a lifter that you're going to see for a long time coming. I think. Yeah. Sen Yang, junior world champion, competing in the open division.
Yeah, looks like he has one more year in the juniors as well.
Wow. So he's got all the junior world records now, doesn't he? Or probably close to having them all.
Definitely probably close to that squat record. Currently held by the Ukrainian that is helping Semenenko.
Yeah, and here we have Sofiane Belksir from France. 5 kilo jump. Is 9 for 9 going to be at Junior Worlds this year? That is, I hope so. We will see.
Where's Junior Worlds going to be?
I think it's here, actually. Or is it?
Yeah, it will be here.
Yeah, I think it's here in Orlando.
Yep.
And Sofiane, just not quite enough gas.
Yep. A little bit too heavy.
Yeah, the plan is my plan is to try and get to send at least one person to every IPF meet at these events, and we will see what happens. Dmitro Semenenko, 277.5 on the bar.
Needs this bench to climb back into that fight for first place.
Yep, he's trailing. Well, Stian, if he misses his third, we'll see.
See if he can drive through. That right elbow's lagging. See if he can push through. It doesn't look like it.
Quite.
You just not quite get the right arm locked out.
Right, kind of leaving the door open for Charlie Connor.
Yep. Yep. Charlie's got a world record loaded.
Oh man.
So this is going to be exciting. He's going to be fired up.
Now needs this.
He needs this one way. I want to hear all of you.
It's a good question from. We really want to see Stian get this. He is the current leader by nomination. And this could put him out.
Yeah. Let's see what he does with this pressure. No pressure like having to win on your third attempt to stay in the meet.
Hopefully he crushes this.
Tight, good form on the descent. Fast off the chest. Let's see if he can push through.
Come on, come on.
He has to push those elbows through.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
He's out.
That really hurts.
Unbelievable.
And what a disappointment. That happens, man. And that is a quit benching for you. It is so unforgiving.
Yep. And the look on his face as he walked off the platform, he couldn't even believe it. Sometimes it's just the way the dice rolls.
We had a question come in on the live stream from Jason Eliason. Do you use any specific program? Or we talked about that earlier a little bit, but
yeah, well, you know, I've been riding my own training for the last 5 or 6 years, and it's basically based off of linear progression with a little auto regulation in there. So it's kind of a mix of a couple different philosophies that I've used. And I think it works. Obviously, there's no one right answer for programming and training. You kind of just have to figure out what works best for you.
this looks like a solid grind for a third.
Nice. Nice bench by
And we should be really happy with that. Got another question for Chelsea come in. Chelsea Sabat. What is the vibe like here? Well, I'll be honest, Chelsea, it has been really quiet up until tonight. And actually, really this morning, it really kicked off with the 72-kilo women's.
Yeah.
What an exciting event.
That was a battle.
It was a true battle. And yes, in Colleen, parts of the day at Colleen were definitely dead. With the exception of a few of the fights. Obviously, the Brett Gibbs, John Hack face-off was definitely a huge highlight of the meet.
Right.
And we've got Edgar Perez here from Venezuela. He's getting fired up for a 300-kilo attempt.
The vibe is definitely different than the last couple of days. A lot more people here in the venue checking out the lifters. A lot of lifters in here who have already competed are in here cheering on their fellow countrymen and women.
Oh, and he is fighting for this. And wow, he is excited.
Yeah, I think that's
what an amazing bench. And he's got to be really happy.
Oh, yeah.
I just got some goosebumps watching that.
Looks like we got a Masters 1 world record attempt here.
Yep, Masters.
By your roommate.
Oh, yeah. What an exciting night so far. We are going to see a potential Masters world record here. Let's go, Piotr.
5-kilo jump, this shouldn't be a problem for him.
No, he's got this. This is definitely within his capabilities. Here we go.
Good descent, aggressive. Drive it.
Just not enough. He couldn't quite get into the groove, it looked like. But he is, up 5 kilos from that. That's not a bad place to end, I think.
Right. Yeah, definitely. He couldn't quite work through that transition phase.
Shurai from Mongolia, 307.5 kilo bench.
677 pounds, 307.5 kilos from the big Mongolia, the bars loaded.
I think like this meet has gotten slowly more exciting, and I think tomorrow and Saturday are going to be kind of for sure the pinnacle of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's usually how it is at these meets as more lifters get done competing and fill out the venue and cheer on, and heavier weights are being lifted. You see all these reds in the bar. Can't help but be excited.
Yep.
Big bench here.
This is a huge bench.
A little wobbly at the bottom. Let's see if he can fight it from going to his face. Nope, he doesn't have it.
No, not quite.
I think that might have secured a placing for the Venezuelan
And
bench.
Charlie Connor has moved up to the top of the stack.
Here we go.
After Semenenko has missed his third bench, and Charlie Connor is about to attempt a world record. This is a just disgustingly huge bench.
World record.
713 pounds.
Open world record attempt by Charlie Connor. Charlie's ready. You can see it on his face.
Oh, he's so just in the zone.
Keyed in. Ready to attack the weight. No fear, no doubt on his face.
Gino is just getting the crowd
Oh,
totally
yeah.
into this.
The crowd here is lit. Charlie is ready. Let's see if he can take this over 700-pound bench for a ride. If Charlie can hit this bench, it'll put him in a perfect position to
Take the gold medal.
take that gold medal and fight for the gold in the overall.
Yeah, with Stian out of the picture, this really opens the door. But here we go. Come on, Charlie.
Clock's going a little low. We're down to 15 seconds.
So taking his time. Get set.
Nice descent. Tight. He drives it.
Oh,
he locks
so
it.
easy.
Oh my God, boom.
What a, and the crowd is just
So
going
fast.
nuts.
3 white lights.
Wow.
He absolutely
What?
crushed it.
Just amazing.
Look at this replay here. I mean, he just picture perfect bench.
Textbook. That
Nice
was a
on the belly.
textbook execution.
Fast back towards the face. I mean, can't do it better than that.
Yeah, that was outstanding. I feel like we need a compressor on these mics. But wow,
Insane.
just amazing. And ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the bench press portion of the men's 105 kilo class here at the 2016 IPF World Open Powerlifting Championships. Shout out to our sponsors, Eleiko, SBD, Rogue, Reband, Bodybuilding.com, Titan, SSP Nutrition, 949 Media, and Inzer. We will be back for the deadlift after a short break. This is Adam Palmer and Ian Bell. We will see you back in a couple minutes here. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at the 2016 IPF Open World Powerlifting Championships here in Orlando, Florida, with the men's 105 kilo deadlift. This is Adam Palmer, and I am sitting right next to Ian Bell, who scored a bronze medal yesterday in the 93 kilo men's class. Opening up this flight, we've got Yuri Prasek from the Czech Republic, who's going to pull 245 kilos here. And if you are watching at home, please feel free to post your questions to the YouTube live chat. We'll be answering questions as we go. It was a good lift. Rudy Vieira from Brazil, 265 kilos. Now, Ian, you're a sumo deadlifter.
Yeah.
And have you tried conventional?
I've always trained both. So I started out doing both. But just from my body mechanics, sumo was always the best lift for me. But still, up until this day, I train both, every single week of my training. And I've even done cycles where I just pull conventional to try and increase that, because there's a great carryover into the sumo lift.
This opening pull,
and that lift looked really good.
Good at 3 white lights.
How much transfer do you typically get out of a deadlift suit?
Let's see, I would say
Watch loaded. Takahito Akutsu.
probably a good
Japan.
45 to 60 kilos.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's actually one of the questions I got here from.
That's quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, and I think it takes a while to get used to wearing that velocity really tight. I got a question here from one of the University of Texas long-arm powerlifting lifters, from Dominique Magaha, about how long it took me to get used to my velocity. And I would say a good 2 years to get used to pulling in a tight velocity and making sure it being able to keep my form as well. Because wearing a tight suit is fine, but if you can't keep your technique, it's only going to work against you, especially in the deadlift.
Beautiful.
I got kind of a funny question on the live stream from World Dude 94. Is Ian stronger than Adam? I'm gonna say I'm gonna dare to say he's got a few kilos on me.
Just a little bit. Might have to have a meet and test it out.
Yeah, right. It's funny. I'm actually doing my first equip meet in December this year, so it's. I told a couple people this, and Pete said it was like ridiculous that I could do this, but I actually get 70 kilos out of a velocity.
Really?
Conventional.
Conventional?
Yes.
That's insane. I want that. Give me
I've
that.
pulled 450-ish just because I'm coming off of an injury, a really slow 450 off the floor, and I ripped 600 up.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, I want that carryover.
Pete said it was the most he'd ever heard of. So that's my claim to fame. I'm stronger than Ian at getting more out of a deadlift suit.
The bar is loaded.
Yeah, Mehar, yep, 70 kilos. It's kind of ridiculous. Nelson Martinez here from Ecuador. He is pulling for the experience at this point. He is bombed out on the squat and has opted to continue in the meet. He's going to pull this 275. It looked pretty solid to me.
Yep, decent pull. Kind of a wide stance for the length of his leg, but looks comfortable with it.
So do you talk about this on Facebook a little bit? Do you worry about crushing your feet? Because I've seen quite a few lifters, well-known lifters, end up dropping the bar on their foot. Have you ever had that happen, or had that been a concern?
I had that happen one time when I was about 15, actually. I dropped some weight on my pinky toe. It was about 700 pounds. And since that day, I've moved my stance in, and it's never been an issue. I think I posted a video not too long ago, and the angle of the video is kind of weird, so it looks like my toes are right against the plate.
Yep.
But now my toes are probably an inch and a half away from the plate. But I knew a guy at Collegiate Nationals a couple years ago. We lifted at the Army, and he cut off his pinky toe.
Oh, wow.
Cut the whole thing off.
Man.
And so, yeah, it's definitely a risk going plate to plate. The reward is obviously a shorter range of motion, but you got to be able to pull his feet in pretty quickly when you lower the bar.
Bars loaded.
Yep.
Martin Lang.
I got a question. What technique things do you do to get more out of the suit? It's from Bogal, excuse me.
So you want to get that stretch reflex out of the suit, just like in the squat suit when you hit the hole and come out fast. So you can do that by dropping your hips fast and, grabbing that bar and pulling it.
I would say that's exactly what I do as well. Like, kind of almost intuitively. Yeah. With my setup, the suit is so tight. It actually forces me into kind of a round back deadlift position. So I'm in that position and it's forcing my arms lower. Like I'm actually getting more out of I'm getting a lower range of motion from conventional because of how low it forces rounds my back over.
Yeah.
And I just drop my hips and the thing just comes off the floor.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how much spring I get out of it.
Yeah, and the less time you spend in the hole, the more you get out of that stretch reflex as well. And especially if you're I like to take my breath at the top before I go down and reach the bar.
Yeah.
And that even limits your time you can spend in the hole more. Because when you get down there, you got so much pressure, and if you stay down there too long, you'll pass out at the top.
Yeah, I would say that's absolutely true.
So it's definitely all about the hips, all about dropping those hips and getting the most out of that stretch reflex.
We've got Jaren van Heesveld. Really
Nice
easy opener, 300
Yeah.
kilos.
Crushed it.
Right up. I don't even have to look. I know it's 3 white lights.
Yeah, try, dude. Put on a deadlift suit. It's kind of fun. I might be a really strange case though because of the way my leverages are. So I don't know.
Yeah. A lot of mechanics has a little bit to do with it, but I think any and everybody can get at least a good 15 kilos out of a good deadlift suit.
Yep. We have Yuri Prasek. We are back on second attempts for this first flight. Oh, and it looked like he done something to his hand.
Yeah.
I don't know if he tore a callus or what, but he was kind of shaking his hand off there.
Yeah, it looks like he tore a callus there. You see the bars just kind of slip down his hand. That's usually a torn callus.
And that's unfortunate because that's going to make his pull that again to attempt that again really tough.
Best thing you do, I guess, is just pack it with some chalk and kind of grin and bear it and try to get through it. That's one of the most important things I think people overlook is taking care of your hands in powerlifting.
Yeah.
Because they got to hold on to everything, especially the deadlift. So making sure you shave your calluses down and use good lotion to keep them supple so when you get to a meet, they're not dry and brittle and ready to tear.
Yeah. So do you? Yeah. I can't remember who I was really weightlifter. There's a video on YouTube about hand care, and I'm just drawing a blank right now. I guess I'm getting older or something. This is Rudy Vieira pulling 285 kilos, so over 600 pound pull here. Conventional, and it just looked like he got out of position there.
He got a little wobbly.
He'll be back.
But yeah, taking care of your hands is really important in this sport.
Bars loaded.
I'd say on a weekly basis at least.
So Natalie Hansen has a question for Ian. Do you still wear an erector shirt, and do you feel like you get any carryover out of it?
Yeah, I wear the erector shirt on the deadlift still. I feel like it's great for keeping your back tight, which I feel like is important for my deadlift. I don't have to actively and consciously think about keeping my posterior chin tight when I'm pulling, because the erector shirt kind of does that for me. I know people who have used it on their squat. I'm not a big fan of that, but some people use the sleeved erector shirt on squat, and it's kind of the same effect. So I think it's a worthy investment. It's just it's uncomfortable. You got to get used to that. It's really
I kind of want to try it.
Yeah.
If it's uncomfortable, I kind of want to try it.
Talk to Hito.
takes a little bit getting used to. You can't kind of restrict your breathing just a little bit. And obviously it's another layer of equipment that you have to wear. But you can definitely get a little bit out of it if you wear it right.
Yep,
Get used to it.
So Takahito Katsu from Japan, a 290 kilo deadlift here. So we had a question from Robert Snow. Why are lifters wearing a squat suit backwards in the deadlift?
Good question.
So we actually answered this question with Greta last night, and he said that the way the squat suit is structured is supposed to keep you more upright and push your and that if you wear it backwards, that it pulls your shoulders back. So the idea is that it's going to pull your shoulders back.
Right, because the velocity in essence is a backwards supercenterian.
Yep.
Just by design. So yeah, mechanically, exactly what you're saying.
And the Raven.
So Shadgar Surin. Shagdar Surin from Mongolia is a 25 kilo jump here, 300 kilos.
See the high neckline on the velocity. Hips down, wasting no time in the hole. Pushes the hips through. Almost.
I don't know if he locked out.
Did he get him through?
Looks like
no.
No, he did not lock out. So the question, does the erector shirt make it hard for you to get a good breath?
Get the lockout, the shoulders and the hips. He'll be back. Give him a round of applause.
I think it's something you have to get used to. You gotta learn how to breathe correctly. You're not gonna be able to take a full deep breath, but even if you're wearing tight equipment, if you're wearing a tight squat suit and a tight belt, you're not gonna be able to get a full deep breath.
Yep.
So I think it's just getting used to wearing equipment and learning how to breathe in the equipment that's the issue.
Stop by the insert booth.
It's like anything, repetition and repetition in your technique
Photo with Isaiah.
will allow you to perform in just about anything that you wear.
And here we go. Jyri Kengsvari from Finland, 300 kilos.
See if you can push those hips through. Nice.
Solid.
Nice technique.
Very good. And we got a fill from Chelsea on that. The reason people started turning suits around is because you only have one suit to wear for both squat and deadlift. You try and wear it out by wearing it in the same direction every time. So I guess stretch the fabric in both directions, maybe. That's an interesting concept.
Yeah. Maybe it's a good way, cost-effective way to
Martin Lang, 305
maybe
on the
don't
bar.
have enough money to buy a velocity as well as a super centurion.
On deck,
Squat suit and deadlift suit, you can just turn that thing around. Very common in high schools you see in America. They'll just turn their suit around so you don't have to order more suits.
Yeah. Here we go. Martin Lang from Germany, 305 on the bar.
Inching closer and closer here to 700 pounds.
And that looked really fast.
Nice.
March it right up, 305.
And Chelsea has another question for you, Ian.
Yeah.
What do you do if you have to urinate in between attempts on squat or deadlift?
Well, it depends on how big my flight is. So
So
if I have a small flight,
Bars loaded exactly 700
you just gotta hold it. Try not to let it out when you're squatting on the platform.
Or just let it out.
Or just let it out. Do what you got to do to get the lift. That's the most important thing. But if I have a flight of anywhere between 10 to 12 lifters, which usually you won't see at the international, but if you get to see that, you'll have a little bit of time to run in the bathroom. Also depends on the proximity to the bathroom to the staging area. Lots of variables in equipped lifting.
And here we go. Joran Van Heesveld pulling 700 pounds. Really smooth.
Nice. But usually my go-to is to take care of all that before I put the suit on.
So we had a question from Meher Bogal. How do you set up with the deadlift? Can you talk through your setup when you do try and lever the barbell when you pull, or try to get it floating a little bit? Do you float it kind of?
Nah, not much floating. So the first thing I do is I'll line up my shins to make sure that's correct. Make sure everything's even. Usually they'll tell me the bar's uneven. The bar's uneven, I'll even out the bar. And then really it's just getting myself down to the bar. The bar's already pretty close to my shins, but I guess getting down to the bar and pulling it even closer and then dropping my hips and going. And all that happens in a second and a half, really, second to 2 seconds. I'm really just trying to pull in as much of a straight line as possible. So I don't really float the bar. I don't let it roll out in front of me. It's pretty much up on my shins when I go down there to grab it. It also depends on the platform you're lifting on. Sometimes you'll get on the platform and the bar will roll down every time your shin touches it. And you got to make adjustments as far as that. You might have to float it a little bit.
Rudy Vieira from Brazil at 285 pull. He's going to try and get this on his attempting. He was a little off balance in the second.
See if you can not shake. Hopefully not hitch. Nope, I didn't see a hitch there.
Oh no!
The grip's gone.
Oh, and the grip just did not hold on that.
I think that's another thing people fail to work on, and on top of taking care of the hands and doing grip work.
Yeah.
You see so many missed deadlifts on grip, and grip is such an important thing for all three lifts.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about the hand care issue there. What do you do specifically? Do you shave it with it? Do you have a razor shave, or do you just grind it down a little bit with a nail file, or?
Yeah, so I'll grind it down with. I got an electric pumice stone that I'll grind my hands with, and then I got some good lotion, working hand lotion, or a nice oil-based lotion, not a water-based lotion, something that can really get into your skin and get absorbed. And that's really it. If you can do that 1 to 2 times a week, you'll really decrease the chances of ripping a callus out of meat or in training.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things that's like really frustrating at times with training is if you rip a callus in training, it's like, well, I guess I'm not deadlifting for a little while.
Yeah. And it takes so long to heal, and you're always worried about ripping it again. Something to take care of sooner rather than later.
So I got a question for, let's go through this lift here. Nelson Martinez.
See if you can end off the day 3 for 3.
Yeah, he's going to try and end off, at least get some good deadlift attempts in here.
Yeah. Pull that bar close back to him.
And no, just not enough today. But question from Andre Grabinetsky. Some of the raw lifters tend to cut a lot of weight and aggressively rehydrate post-weigh-in, which causes us to have to pee very often. Is this not doable for equipped lifting?
Definitely doable. The same thing happens in equipped lifting. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's the same protocol.
Yep. You don't feel that might affect how the suit fits at all or anything like that? Or?
Well, yeah, that's also, usually when you get to this level, especially, you have a suit that you use in training, and a suit for specific body weights. So you'll have a suit for your meat body weight that's tailor fit for you. So when you cut that weight, it fits perfectly. But yeah, the same rehydration, the same cutting weight is applicable to the equipped level.
Here we have Akutsu from Japan, 305 deadlift. Crowd is just really behind this guy. He does not quite have the juice to get that up. And we have a growing crowd here.
As we get closer and closer to the second flight, more and more people are coming into the venue, filling up.
Yeah. It's funny, the week started out with crickets in the audience.
When I first got here, it was like 8 people in the venue. I was like, oh, this is real time.
And there was some really exciting lifting. I mean, I saw Wei Ling Chun
oh my goodness.
squat that
she
most
is
ridiculous.
actually, if I had to from that question earlier, she's one of my favorite lifters.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Kangasvieri from Finland, 305.
No,
Not even close.
Not
Give a round of applause.
that might be one of the most defeating things in powerlifting. Is
Oh, just not even budging the
not
bar.
even the budget.
Interesting. For a question from Chelsea, who does, if you have to resize a suit, who does that for you, and how do you? And we said he does cut for meat. So
Martin line 315.
talk about like what you do if you have a suit that's kind of stretched out, or do you how often? When is it time to change a suit? When is it time to get a new one?
Well, I think you can always keep the suit and just get tightened and retighten over the years, but I think 5 years is probably a good lifetime for a suit. But you know, within that 5 years, you can always send it back to tighten, or if you know somebody who can sew really well and knows how to adjust a suit, you can get those, you know, the legs tightened and the hips tightened and maybe even the straps taken in over the years.
Martin Lang just crushes his 315.
Martin Lang, the lift is good.
That looked really solid. And he will end the day with a 940 kilo subtotal, which is like really good for anybody. But he's in the first flight.
Belgium.
Yeah, he may be competitive for a placing in the next flight with that total.
Looking towards the next flight, it looks like Semenenko kind of upped his deadlift opener. Now he's
Interesting. I'm not sure what his strategy there is, and Charlie Connor appears to have lowered his deadlift opener.
interesting.
Joran van Heesveld, 325 for his third attempt. Wow.
Again.
And just a utter domination of that barbell. And have you ever experimented with hook grip at all?
I tried for one day, and I realized that I really like my thumbs, so I stopped doing it.
I must be a true outlier then, because I love hook grip.
Really?
I love it.
Yeah.
Like,
I have a lot of old training partners who do it now. And as far as getting an even sumo pull, I can see how you will want to change the hook grip.
Yeah.
Because it just makes everything more evenly balanced as far as your erectors and everything. And as far as grip, I mean, your thumbs aren't going anywhere unless they kind of fall off.
Yeah. Well, that joint, I've read somewhere that this joint, the thumb joint here, can support upwards of 1,500 to almost close to 2,000 pounds before it actually snaps off.
Nice. So as long as you don't deadlift over 2,000 pounds, you should be all right.
Bars loaded, Charlie Connor, USA.
And Charlie Connor, who has set a open world record in the bench earlier, is opening with a 267.5 kilo deadlift.
So it looks like he dropped his opener here a little bit. Hopefully he's not fighting
He's trying
any
to,
cramps.
you know what it is he's trying to secure that record. He's going to secure that record with this easy pull. Watch this. And that looked really smooth.
Easy.
So that world record is locked in now. There's no chance that he will miss the opener.
Right.
World record is official.
So actually, we might see him make a larger jump now.
280. Billy drinks his coffee. Take time. Bars loaded.
And we have Edward Perez, excuse me, I think that's good. Edgar, yes.
Edgar.
A 280 opener. Here we go.
Going straight down vertical to the bar.
And
Push
just
hips
a
through.
really
Nice.
smooth pull.
Beautiful.
3 white lights.
Really solid pull. Oh yeah, Charlie Connors jumped up 10 kilos, 277 and a
Bars
half.
loaded.
Not too big of a jump.
Student only
I mean, he's
22.
playing it safe. You know what it is. He's trying to leave some in the tank for that third, and he's going to pull whatever he needs to get to win.
Right.
So that second will be really easy too, and then it'll just be a matter of, okay, choose my third. Let the Ukrainian choose my third deadlift.
Yeah.
Depending on what he can do.
We'll see how the Ukrainian's deadlift look, because he really upped his opener, and if he hits that and it's fast, he's going to be way out ahead.
Here's San Yang, the junior lifter, opening with 290. And just
man.
Oh no!
No.
Looks like he just lost focus
He
again.
just
Or
either focus or balance.
it might have flew up so fast and he wasn't expecting it, and that could definitely throw you off balance at the top. I've definitely done that before a couple times.
Yep.
Weight just feels so light, and you lock out earlier or later than you're supposed to, and you just get off balance. Your timing is off. You always got to stay in tune with the bar.
And here is Pjotr van den Hoek from the Netherlands. He's actually an Australian native.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got an Australian accent.
Nice. And Australian Danish.
Yep,
Australian
it
Danish.
speaks Danish. 305 looked pretty smooth.
Yeah, looked okay. A little bit of a hiccup in the middle, but he pushed through it.
And that puts him on the board. Jose Mencias.
Bars loaded. Jose Venezuela, 315 on the bar.
315 kilos. Very close to 700-pound opener here.
Straps and his velocity look a little loose there.
Yeah, it's he might, with somebody like that, I wonder if he has trouble getting into position with a tighter suit.
Yeah. If you want that suit tight anywhere, you want it tight in those straps.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice position.
And he's almost
easy.
Jose Mencias.
I feel like he's pulling raw with the way that suit is fit.
Almost. You're not going to get a lot out of tight legs on the velocity.
Right.
Norway, bars.
Yeah, it's definitely all in the hips and even more so in the straps. Easy opener, though.
Christopher Eikeland, Norway, 320 kilos. And wiping down the bar, clearing up the chalk. Have you ever run into an issue where the chalk wasn't cleared up and you tripped or slipped or anything? And is that a hazard?
Not really. It's always nice to be safe than sorry, though. Wipe that bar down, wipe that platform down, so you can get a really good grip. Rip up some weight.
Here we go. Really smooth. I want a pretty deadlift. Really like that. What do you? Speaking of grip, what do you do to train your grip specifically?
So I do a lot of double overhand work, especially on my lighter deadlift days. And even on my warm-ups, I'll do double overhand. And I've done 8-week cycles where all I do is double overhand work. But just for accessory work, heavy dumbbell movements, heavy dumbbell shrugs, heavy barbell shrugs, double overhand, as well as just rolling a knee wrap. You can get a knee wrap and just roll that thing as tight as you can a couple times a night. That's one of the best grip exercises you can do.
Interesting.
I did that, my first 4 years of powerlifting. I did that every night.
And here we go. He's a Ukrainian.
Semenenko.
Looked
A little slow for an opener, but solid.
And that
Lift is good. Please load the bar up.
puts him
Way out in front there.
Yeah, and he is going to be in the lead by a very significant margin there.
727 pounds.
10,015 total after
like-
that first pull.
Looks like the battle's going to be on for second between Charlie Connor and
Sofiane is about to go with 330 kilos as an opener. He's the heaviest deadlifter aside from Stian.
nice solid opener.
A very solid opener. Hey, Ian, what can you? What's your max double overhand?
Bars loaded.
Oh, well, I've never done double overhand sumo. I usually do a conventional, and I've done double overhand. Never maxed out, but I've done it with 550 for sets of 5 before. That was a long time ago, though, a couple years ago.
Norway.
That's when I did a whole cycle of it. But one of the best ways to
Stian making easy work of 332.
Norway.
really the true mark of a champion to bomb out and still go through the meet and give it
just
his
keep
all.
competing.
Yeah.
And he's gonna his squat and his deadlift are gonna beat my total. So I mean, so but much respect there. Holy crap! Shanrab Shurai from Mongolia is on. We are on second attempts now. 260 kilos on the bar.
Bars loaded.
Yep, Stian would have put up an amazing total here tonight if he had not bombed on bench, and that's just the way it goes, unfortunately. Oh yeah, second attempt is solid. Nice. 20 kilo jump. Like an opener almost. Well, maybe a little grind, a little slow, a little bit slower.
So we won a second split. Charles Connor up here.
Charlie Connor, the 10 kilo jump. This is, I think this is a very conservative 10 kilo increase from his opener there.
Yeah. Well, from what I know, Charlie has a little bit of an issue with his grip. So you always want to be conservative with the jumps on deadlift.
I think there can be too much chalk. Is there ever too much chalk on the hands, you think, sometimes?
Never too much chalk on the hands. There can sometimes be too much chalk on the bar. And if you have a lot of chalk in the hands, it could almost make it smoother and harder to grip. I think he has all that chalk on there because of those grip issues.
And there we go. And that looked really solid to me.
Nice.
I think this opens the door for him to put something that's going to potentially get him.
Please load the bar for Sen Yang, Chinese.
Well,
Taipei.
we'll see.
We got to
He's
see
got a pretty big deficit to overcome to try and get into first, but he's going to want to hold on to that third place, that bronze medal position there.
Yeah. Looks like Eichlin and maybe Piotr might be pushing him for third, and depending on that, he might be able to chase second as well.
Sen Yang from Chinese Taipei, 290 is our junior lifter. So we're going to retake his opener here.
See if we can get this under control and focus and stay in tune with his technique. There it is.
Yeah, solid.
The lift is good.
Smart for him to retake that lift, I think.
Yeah, you don't want to do any of that adding kilos like you would on the squat or maybe the bench on the deadlift. a little less margin for error.
Bars loaded.
Edgar Perez, 295 kilos for his second 15-kilo jump. He's a pretty exciting lifter to watch.
Yeah, man, so much energy. That's what you like to see on the deadlift.
He's actually wearing a velocity backwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, look. That's interesting.
Huh. Haven't seen that this week.
I'm guessing it's probably because it's going to forces his shoulders back.
Yeah, it might make it a little bit easier for him to get down to the bar as well.
Yep.
Ah,
oh no,
grip.
that's the grip right there.
Yep.
And
You'll start
wonder
seeing-
if he tore something on that, like on his hand.
Yeah, we'll see if it slides down in his hand. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, we'll start seeing these grip issues and who has them and who doesn't on these second and third attempts.
Bars loaded.
Piotr is
Piotr.
making a run at 315 kilos. It's 694 pounds. He is having a very good meet.
Solid, hips through. Nice. Good deadlift.
And that looked really solid.
Lift is good.
All right. All right, now he's in the battle of fourth with.
And it is going to come down to him on his third for that third podium position to get to roll quad in the World Games.
Tight battle here. Top five guys.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah. Those guys in 3, 4, and 5 are really looking to put something on the bar that's gonna make them change their deadlifts. We might see some shuffling coming up here for thirds.
Yeah.
And the loaders are wiping down the bar.
Got some chalk flying in the air.
Bars loaded. Christopher.
We've got 330 kilos on the bar for Christopher Eikeland from Norway. Calm lifter.
Under control. Focused. Perfect.
Oh no. And I think that was a mental slip there.
Yep. Came
He
up
knows
so
it.
easy, so fast.
But they gave it to him.
Oh, man. Yeah. Let's take a look at the replay here. Locks it out there. Unlocked. That's definitely downward motion to me.
I mean, on one side for sure. It
Looks like the USA coach is going over to protest that right now.
Yep.
I would too.
I mean, that hurts them for sure.
Yeah.
He may get a red light, but I have a feeling that
Bars loaded.
they're going to put something on the bar that's going to get them into the third regardless.
Right.
Jose Mencias. Venezuelan lifter. He's taking his time.
It's down, chest up.
Oh,
Not
and
enough
just
juice.
not enough. A little bit too big of a jump. He maybe have opened too heavy.
No lift.
Form stayed intact.
Bars
not enough power off the
loaded.
ground.
Simonenko. 332.5 kilos.
Big pulls here, getting close to the mid sevens.
Dmitro Simonenko.
Your front runner right here. Let's see if he can smoke this second. First one was a little slow.
And this
Oh,
looked
man.
faster than his opener.
Yeah, that looked great.
He's been sandbagging a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, because he opened his, I don't think he declared nearly 325. He might have declared 315, but
Yeah.
he upped it. Maybe it was a mistake or something, but that's a really huge subtotal, or really huge total right now.
Right.
And here we have Sofiane Belksier.
342.5 kilos. He hails from France.
He is about to cross the 1,000 total threshold here with this pull. Just a 12.5 kilo jump from his opener.
Yeah. Nice jump for a good deadlifter. Shouldn't be a problem for him.
And that looked very
Nice.
smooth.
Beautiful. I wonder if he might just go for broke and put it all on. Catch first.
That's such a large margin. He would have to put 37 kilos on the bar to tie on body weight, so he would have to put 40 kilos on the bar. so more than likely, it seems that Semenenko is secure in his first place right now. So Stian Valgermo from Norway, who is bombed on bench, is going to come out and take 345 kilos. He will not get a place in this meet, but he is just here to, I guess, enjoy the crowd and pull some heavy weight here.
Could still get this deadlift gold as well.
He could. Well, I don't think he can. Can he? He can still pull for a medal?
Yeah. I think so.
He is third right now. Nope. Oh.
Just a really off day for Sean.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, he has been struggling all day.
Yeah.
I mean, he missed his opening squat, bombed on bench, and it's just this has just not been a very good showing for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you have those.
Yeah, and we are on to third attempts, back to the top of the order.
And it looks like the French lifter is going to put it all on there to try to catch first.
Wow.
I mean, why not?
So, yeah, he's going for broke.
Yeah. I like it. Let it ride.
So that actually is a really interesting move for him. It puts him strategically last.
Yeah.
So
You'll be able to bump it down if need
yeah.
be.
And Charlie Connor, who's got that half kilo advantage, is sitting with he's declared a 5 kilo jump, a really conservative 5 kilo jump. And I'd be surprised if we don't see the Norwegian or the Netherlands make a run at trying to up theirs.
Yeah, you'll see some shuffling around with numbers definitely here on these third attempts. This is where having a good coach in your corner is so important.
And this looked like a very solid third pull for the Mongolian.
Your white lights.
Yeah, somebody who's able to crunch the numbers in their head, I'd say you definitely have an advantage. In a time like this, this is where having a good game day coach is going to pay off big time.
Yep.
So Sofiane Belksier is going to. What is the world record deadlift?
Bars loaded. Not yet. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay, so the world record deadlift is a 387.5, held by Annabelle Coimbra from Luxembourg. And here goes Charlie Connor. He's currently sitting in the third position.
Charlie trying to lock down bronze. He needs this pull.
Yep.
See if he can get that grip right and hold on to it at the top.
He really needs this pull.
Good off the ground, good speed.
Solid.
At the top.
Absolutely solid.
Nice.
And now unfortunately, in this position, we have to sit back and wait to see what happens.
He did his job. Hopefully, there'll be some slip-ups on the other end for him.
Yeah, he has played it very conservative, I think. And, he had a great day, 8 for 9, missed one squat. But he's going to have to sit back and see what Piotr and Christopher do on their third attempts.
You'll probably see some bumps in these last attempts for both of those lifters.
And Edgar Perez from Venezuela is about to go to try and get this 295. He
good speed. See if he can hold on to it.
And it does not look like he had enough to lock it out. That happens, I think, if you lock it out once, and that's just really, he lost it because of grip on the first one. And it's like with a load that heavy, sometimes you just can't lock it out twice, I guess.
Right, yeah. It's definitely taxing on the body, especially the psychological hit you get when you miss a deadlift on top of the actual physical movement of it with that much weight in your hands.
Yep. And here is Sen Yang from Chinese Taipei. He's going to take a 10-kilo jump, hit 300 kilos. And this just looked really fast.
Nice. No problem for him. Decent day for Sen Yang. First time out, Open World Championships. Definitely a learning experience for him.
He will be back. You will see him again. And up next we have Piotr van den Hoek from the Netherlands.
He's a bank advisor.
So it looks like Piotr's trying to, not going to go for third and shoot for that fourth position, I think. Maybe not. He's not changing his attempt. He could easily go up 2.5 keys and try to go for that fourth place.
Interesting.
Looks like he's not worried about that. Just trying to go 3 for 3.
I guess, based on how his second went, he may not have it in him.
Yeah.
I mean,
he may not have it in him, and he may be banking on the Norwegian to not get his last pull as well.
Yeah. I think this is a PR, and it just not quite.
Yeah.
Masters one lifter in the open, Kelly. Thank you.
So it looks like Piotr's going to get fifth.
Yes.
And that's a really good day for him.
Yeah.
He came into this competition nominated 8th, and so he moved up 3 places. That's a totally respectable finish at a World Championships. I came in 5th in the world. Hey, who wouldn't want to say that?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Jose Mencias is up next from Venezuela. He's going to retake this 330-kilo deadlift.
Knee wraps on his knees for this last deadlift. Maybe hoping to get a little spring out of those at the bottom.
I've actually never seen anybody do this.
Yeah, you see it every once in a while. Let's see if it works out for him. Definitely never seen it change between attempts. Let's see if he can adjust.
He's thinking it'll help him get off the ground a little more.
Yeah. No. He's a little angry with himself.
That's actually. Wow. Yeah. He's an emotional guy, ready to just. It's frustrating. A deadlift can be really frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I know I've been there. I'm just, you think you see a weight that you're like, I should be able to pick this up, and it's just not going to move. It's not going anywhere. It happens.
Deadlift is a fickle beast.
So Christopher is not going to try and take the third podium position from Charlie Connor.
So So it looks like everybody's locked in here to their
Meaning that
positions.
Charlie Connor will take third in this competition.
Oh, except for the battle for first.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Nope.
Yeah.
Deadlift, give him a round of applause.
I think that was kind of a foregone conclusion, really.
Right.
They just not enough to catch Connor.
Yeah.
It's it would have been a big jump.
I think they knew that after his second attempt,
Yep.
which was questionable.
749.6.
Mitro Semenenko, 340 kilos on the bar.
I think it would be really interesting if he does not get this pull, because that will allow the French lifter to bump down his attempt a little bit. And 20 keys. I mean, that's not unheard of.
Yeah. This is only a 7.5 kilo jump for him. I mean, he doesn't need it. He's locked in, I
It's slow. All right, so it looks like he can bump his attempt down.
So
Whole
this
10
is interesting. It turns out that now with Sofiane Belxier,
Battle now, folks.
yeah,
It's a game now.
Sofiane is
It's
going
on.
to have to
367.
lower his
It's on now, folks.
third to pass Semenenko.
Loaded. Let me hear Cristiano Valguero.
And I think that is a 25 kilos, right?
Yeah,
That's a substantial
it's
jump.
hefty. Still, not
Here's
unheard of.
Stian. See if he can get this.
See if he can end on a good note.
Yep. And the crowd is, oh yeah,
Wonderful.
I think he's got that.
All right.
True class act on that lift. Fighting through it to the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's pulling for the goal.
Stian Valguermo
Oh man,
ends on a good note. And
810 on the bar.
10 pounds.
First 800 deadlift of the day. I love it.
804.
And now we are going to see Sofiane Belxier pulling for the win here. His coach giving him some loving. The crowd is this place is absolutely packed right now.
Oh yeah, filled to the brim. We got a 25 kilo jump here. All on the line. Gold on the line.
Here we
IPF
go.
Open Glory. Oh, that bar's moving.
Just not quite enough.
Yeah.
But what a valiant effort.
He made you think for a second it was going to
Did.
go.
It looked like it might move. Well, that ends a very exciting men's 105 kilo weight class here at the 2016 IPF Open World Championships in Orlando, Florida. This is Adam Palmer, and I've been sitting next to Ian Bell, taking your comments and questions the whole time. Thanks for tuning in. And a shout out to our sponsors before we sign off: Eleiko, SBD, Rogue, Reband, Bodybuilding.com, Titan, SSP Nutrition, and 9for9 Media, and Inzer. We will see you guys tomorrow. Stick around for the medal ceremony, and we are signing off.
ladies and gentlemen, handing out the medals. All right, a little lower, Mikey. Handing out the medals in this session. Is the Secretary General of the IPF, Robert Keller. Give him a round of applause. And ladies and gentlemen, the President of the IPF, big round of applause for Gaston Village. All of our participants in this session received a participation medal because everyone that got here is already a champion in their country here at the World Championship in 2016, Orlando, Florida. They will all receive participation medals from Robert and Gaston.
Oh, I got, no, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, stay right there.
Assisting with the medals is Francis Baez from Puerto Rico, assisting Gaston and Robert with the medals. All right, here we go. 105 kilo weight class open category, the squat, the bronze medal from Norway, Stian Valgermo. Silver medal, Chinese Taipei, Sin Yang. And the gold medal from Ukraine, Dmytro Semenenko. With a world record. With a world record squat from Dmytro. Photos. Thank you, gentlemen. You may step back now. Let's move on to the bench. Bench press bronze medal, Mongolia, Charlov Shirai. Silver medal from Venezuela, and ladies and gentlemen, with an open world record, gold medal winner of the bench, Charles Charlie Tyler. Photos. Thank you, gentlemen. You may step back now. Moving on to the deadlift. Now, bronze medal, Ukraine, Dmytro Semenenko. The silver medal he has from bronze, surrounding ovation for Sufjan Belgesir. And ladies and gentlemen, our gold medal winner in the deadlift from Norway, Stian Valgermo. All right, let's get some photos up there.
Le drapeau.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. You may step back now. Total category, ladies and gentlemen, hailing from the United States of America, bronze medal winner, Charlie Carter! Silver medal, France, Sophia Belkaccia! Gold medal from Ukraine, Dmytro Semenenko! Please stand, ladies and gentlemen, for the Ukrainian national anthem. Big round of applause for all of our winners.
Can I have one more of you
Sophia.
together? Oh, you too.
Charlie.
Beautiful.
Sorry.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Gentlemen, you may step back now. Back into the line. Thank you. And nice and slow around the front. As our athletes get escorted off the platform by the marshal, please give them a big round of applause. Music, Michael.
Merci.
Ok, ça marche.